Hydro field cuts through my neighborhood. It's all right.
Hi, everybody.
What's up?
I feel like it's been so long since we've been together.
It's been like days.
It has. Well, today's Thursday. So like Sunday, I didn't do my regular show. You did a show, Steve. So I didn't do a Sunday show because I've been like super crazy working on some stuff behind the scenes. But I have a really awesome show that I put together for you guys for tonight. Some crazy stuff. Like we're going to talk about like these connections and these ties that I found that I'm even like, holy crap. Now, where do I find my notes for this show? There they are. There they are. So how's everybody doing?
How is everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? Is it working? Hello? Hello?
Let's see. What do we got with us tonight? You were saying hi to the peoples?
Mm-hmm. So don't do this. It makes less buzz.
Oh, I just got the ding that we're on Rumble. Hi, Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Should be in all three places simultaneously. And they say they don't got this time travel.
I know we're traveling right to your living rooms right now or wherever you are. If you're not in your living room. I'm not even in my living room.
We are traveling right outside the living room in the kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Popeye. Hey, Snow Leopard and Miguel. Meat butter.
Mouse Edit.
John, I have missed you.
John Kemper. Brian the Popeye Man. Oz Whistles. And Kim. Nice to see you guys all.
Yeah. Super excited to be doing this with you guys tonight. We're going to be covering it all. I mean, we're literally going to be talking about everything from like East Palestine to, I got a couple of things in there. I got to 9/11. What? How can I tie these two together?
How does that work? What kind of geometry are you using?
They're connected. It's all connected and it's crazy. I'm completely like, I'm floored.
I have a concept about that. Like, as I remember meeting people when I was young, when I was a teenager, all spun out in Grateful Dead land, allegedly running around the country and meeting like older people who were like my age now that were trying to tell me stuff. And I was like, you just crazy old fucker, aren't you? This crazy old bastard. You don't know shit. Right. But I was the kid, so I didn't know shit.
Yeah. When you're the kid.
Come to find out, all that shit them people were trying to tell me was actually real, legitimate information that just sounded like crazy. What do you call it? What was that thing that Biden ran on? Malarkey. Yeah.
Leo came and ran. And like jumped in my arms. He's
That's
like,
what we thought it was.
It's time to see the people. I know. It's funny how like when you're younger, there's always like, oh yeah, that's just a crazy old guy or that, you know what I mean? Like they're just,
Lady Alex.
But now we're not even like, I mean, we're the crazy people. Like,
really,
it's okay.
I mean, I'm okay being that crazy old guy now, trying to talk to younger people about stuff.
I mean, and look, we should clarify when we're talking about conspiracy theory. I'm not talking about it as a bad thing. That's something that the government came up with to try to get people away from being free thinkers. And, they want to label people as conspiracy theorists and watch out for them and their misinformation. No, talking about things and theorizing and figuring things out and putting those pieces together. That's using your critical thinking skills.
Critical thinking skills.
So you know, like it's crazy that like that's like got like a negative, you know, thing. It's like the too cool for school type thing, you know. And I definitely was one of those too cool for school kids, but at the same time,
damn you and your rebel ways.
I didn't like the indoctrination of it though.
Gosh.
Like I had a
careful, we're on YouTube, you know. Don't say the I word. Say the I word.
Don't
Next
say.
thing you know.
Yeah, no, there are certain words that
you can't say that. And like George Carlin was alive today, he'd have like 85 words you can't say on YouTube today.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Mind, remember this? It was just 7 you couldn't say on TV.
If you ever want to see like how crazy it is and how restricted it is and why we can't talk about certain things on YouTube, just look at their terms of service one day.
Yeah, we went over it.
We did a show on we covered part of it. We didn't
we didn't even go deep.
No, we didn't. It's so many. The terms of services are huge. It's huge.
It's like a 7-day. You got to bring like 3 lunches and your sleeping bag just to even get close to the actual meanings of the terms.
Yeah, it's
or
ridiculous.
You can come to terms with the terms of service.
All right, I'm gonna put this on over here. All right.
Cam Schwarry was good. Not JFK in a past life. That's not true. That's just a conspiracy, Oz. As far as I've been told.
Leo. Oh. Say hi to the people. Say, I'm so cute. I love being here. I know when mommy and papa, when they go live, I have to like come in and he gets so excited. I don't know why. He knows. He just knows like we're gonna be talking at the box.
Talking at the box again. That's what they're doing.
And sometimes people are all other voices are in there, you know.
Yeah, sometimes you hear other voices. If I had a time machine, it would be on Popeye. I would go get you and Lady Alex, and me, you, and Lucky would go on a double date. And Mr. Alex too. What the fuck? Let's get 5 or 6 of us. We'll get a microbus and we'll just like time travel to all the best Grateful Dead shows that ever happened.
Oh, nice.
You know, and like just show up at Owsley's house when he lays out the orange sunshine for the first time. You know what I mean? Just stock up real big right then, and then you'd be set. You could just come back to the future and get everybody spun in the future. Everybody will be spun in the future. And eventually it'll just make like one continuous loop from the 60s to now. And everybody, all the bad stuff in the middle will be memory hold, and we can start over.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Do
over.
So I'm gonna start playing some videos. I got some videos. We got lots of things that I put together a whole show for you guys tonight.
Got a lot of video.
Yeah, well, not like a ton, but
run that beautiful.
I want to give an update on the East Palestine situation, and I have a video of the gentleman that we saw videos of before. Let me pull him up. You probably recognize his face because he's one of the only people that's really been talking about this, like from the very beginning, at least. You know what I mean? Like he talked about it like before anybody else was, and we've shown his videos all along. But he actually talks to a train expert on his video, and he clarifies some things. So I think that that's like super important. Let me see. Did it pop up? There it is. Let me add it to the stream. All right, I'm going to mute us so we can play this and get started. We got some meat on this bone today. Oh, yeah.
What about the train, the hotbox detectors, and all of that? I haven't really been talking about specific issues around the train itself, because there's tons of experts who have been discussing it. Since we're seeing a rise in misinformation around the Norfolk Southern disaster, I think it's important to address some of this. But because TikTok is such an amazing place, instead of listening to me talk about it, we have Paul the Train Guy. Talk about specific issues and concerns around the railway, but also to explore what questions we should be asking.
In the wake of the disaster and the surrounding investigation, it's important for us to ask the right questions. I'm Paul the Train Guy, and as someone who spent their entire life around the railroad, I'm qualified to talk about the equipment and what went wrong. Now, this is the component that failed, called a roller bearing. Now, bearing failures are as old as a wheel and axle themselves, but as this rotates and the axle rotates in the truck assembly, it lubricates the axle as it moves around. Now, if these bearings fail, they're not getting lubricated, and so the friction makes them overheat. And when they overheat, they're liable to catch fire. When they catch fire, they can melt, and the train hits the dirt. The crucial piece of technology that could have prevented this disaster is a hotbox detector seen behind me. Now, when a train passes over one of these, sensors monitor the heat temperature of every wheel, and if one is overheating, it'll report it to the train crew or the wayside desk.
The right questions to ask in the investigation surround these detectors. How many of them did the train pass over while overheating? What temperature threshold were the detectors set at before they emitted an alarm? Who did that data go to, whether it be the train crew or the wayside desk in Atlanta? And if it went to the wayside desk, why was the train crew not alerted? There's not often telltale signs of a bearing failure until it actually fails, so these detectors, if working and interpreted properly, could have prevented the disaster. It's important for Norfolk Southern in the investigation to be transparent, because if they don't tell their story, someone else will.
There we go. So I thought that was a really good bit of information. I mean, I personally know that I've worked on my own van, and I've been there when, you know, when I've had to replace things because it got over.
Especially bearings when they get hot.
Yeah, when they get hot and all that.
They do.
Snork said that the detectors can fail from bird turds. That's crazy. Bird poop.
Damn it.
What's up, Yipper?
They're not even real. Good God.
What's up, Drizzle?
Drizzle. Drizzle. I made a show for you on Sunday, and then you did a show today. So I think it canceled itself out. I don't know.
Yeah, communication.
We need to communicate.
That's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So we have another video from the same gentleman, same TikToker. And I'm going to make sure that we put a nice you know, all the sorts of links and everything down in the show notes. I can't put them in there up there obviously beforehand. Because, you know, then what would be the point?
Obviously.
All right, I'm gonna mute us and play this second one. This should be the second one. I think I clicked the right one. Let me do it.
One of the craziest things to me is that for the past 2 weeks, I have been on the front of everything related to the East Palestine crash. I was the first one to call out that we are not being told the truth here. And now I have all these people who've been following this for like a couple days who believe that the government got to me because I'm saying vinyl chloride is not an issue, or at least it's not the biggest issue that we have at play now. And honestly, we are at a point of complexity in the situation now that if you do not have at least a couple years of university education in physics and chemistry, you're probably going to get a lot of stuff wrong when you're covering this. The documents being released by the Ohio EPA, the federal government, and the railroad are not meant to be understandable by lay people. So when you're seeing people read,
Which is why we've done shows with Snork, who does have the information and the knowledge, because I don't want to be giving you guys improper information. I just wanted to note that there. I think that you just have, and I reached out to this guy as well, but he's been bombarded with everybody wanting to talk to him. So yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick.
reading documents that they don't know how to read. It's easy to understand why people are getting so many things wrong. Now, I'm not saying that vinyl chloride was not a big deal. It was a huge deal. But the thing is now we have bigger deals. There was at least 60,000 gallons of oil. This isn't crude oil. We actually are pretty good at cleaning up crude oil. This is a refined lubricant product. Most petroleum lubricants have a lot of additives put in them, and they're often proprietary chemicals that have never been studied. This is why I think it's so insane that everyone's so focused on vinyl chloride. Right now, we have zero indication that vinyl chloride is a present issue. We have zero indication that hydrogen chloride and phosgene are a present issue. We don't have any indication that dioxins are not a present issue. And we have a lot of evidence through both what the EPA has said and what the railroad has said that they buried a ton of toxic, poisonous oil in the ground to open the railroad. The thing is, the railroad probably loves that you're talking about vinyl chloride because they know that they can prove that there isn't any vinyl chloride. By obsessing over vinyl chloride and phosgene and all the over sensationalization of all of that stuff, you guys are missing out that they buried poison. You have to understand,
Okay, another thing I just want to know. I think that people are hanging on to vinyl chloride because it's something that we can say. Like the same reason that he notes in this video that people, like they need to have education and understand this and a background. The same reason why we probably are going to have a hard time saying the names of a lot of the other chemicals. It kind of is like, it kind of goes hand in hand there. So I think that people are saying those chemicals because they're the ones that not only have they been repeated and they want them to obviously repeat. The PR wants you to repeat it according to him. But it's also like one of the easiest things for us to be able to say. You know what I mean? It's like the least complicated name of a chemical. The rest of them, it's like when you talk about medications, like they're crazy. There's all these crazy names and you don't know how to pronounce them. So I just want to note that. I think that's part.
Unlike vinyl chloride and phosgene that want to break down in our atmosphere, there are potentially chemicals in this oil that's been buried in the ground that are going to last there for longer than any of us will be alive. These chemicals could continue to leach into the water table for decades.
Exactly. And it's really alarming that, that's not happening. And what people are talking about, they're focused on certain things. They're not really focused on all of the things. So the next video I have is from a gentleman who is on the ground in Palestine. How do I make this big? It says Ronald Lucy is expert in chemical spills. He has been used as an expert witness, an exposure expert in many large-scale lawsuits. He's taking samples of the air, water, and soil in East Palestine to independently verify what the government in Norfolk Southern are claiming. So let me pull this up and pause it so I can add it. Sorry, I gotta add everything individually. So it takes me a second. Here we go. Then I have to double click it and make sure I put it on the screen for you. There you go. Now you can see it. I'm going to mute myself and play this.
Chemicals, including dioxin. We're doing a lot of soil sampling and water sampling. My view is that it was a bad decision to release it and burn it. So I have undergraduate and graduate degrees in chemical engineering. I mean, I've brought respirators and stuff with us. The problem is to wear a respirator, you need to know what to protect from, right? Hydrocarbons, acid gases. We're here, I think, the first group independently to try to figure out what's really here, because what they were measuring most of the time is what they call VOCs, which is just some generic, it's not a specific chemical, right? I couldn't, in good conscience, until we get some sampling data, know what to protect against. I've been involved in these before. They know that things are going to dissipate with time, so they measure things that don't really matter. There's evidence that when you burn vinyl chloride poorly, and it was definitely burned poorly because it had such a black plume. If you think of in the old days with a carburetor, if you had the air-fuel ratio wrong and you had black smoke, that meant you had too much fuel, not enough air. And that black is carbon, right? So it doesn't combust all the way to CO2. When there's incomplete combustion, there's evidence that part of the vinyl chloride goes to dioxin, and dioxin is one of the most deadly compounds known. If you measured air, it has a lot of components like oxygen, nitrogen. It might have carbon monoxide, right? So if you measure VOCs, volatile organic carbons, that doesn't tell me anything other than you're measuring carbon. But I want to know, is it vinyl chloride? What is the individual component? So they purposely measure with a cheaper instrument total hydrocarbons, but I want to know what the components are. We're going to be looking for a lot of chemicals, including dioxin.
You're the guy that made all the decisions. Would you have done a controlled burn?
Well, there's the lie. It wasn't a controlled burn, it was an uncontrolled burn. See, I'm a chemical engineer as well as a top health and safety guy. I've got undergraduate and graduate degrees in chemical engineering.
You're the first actual expert that we've gotten to speak to. In your opinion, why do you believe that it was an uncontrolled burn? Why are you using that terminology when so far everywhere else we've seen that it was a controlled burn?
You could go to a place called West Liverpool downriver, and that's where they burn hazardous waste. And in a hazardous waste situation, they very carefully control the temperature and the amount of oxygen so that they get complete combustion, right? It's time, temperature, and amount of the air-fuel ratio. There's no controlling of the amount of air that gets in there. That's why you saw all that soot. So it's not a controlled burn, because a controlled burn would have to be like in a furnace or in your car or some system where you control the fuel, in other words, the vinyl chloride and the amount of oxygen. So they didn't do that. So it's an uncontrolled burn. One of the worst ways to determine exposure in general is to smell it, because if you smell the odor, guess what? You're already exposed, right?
How long have you been doing this?
30 years. I'm in most of the big named lawsuits as the exposure expert. It's a privilege. I get called in to try to figure some of this stuff out. So that's my job always, is what really happened, you know?
What the fuck happened here?
So I thought that was like a really, really, you know what I mean? That was a really interesting perspective. You know, I did not go and independently verify that he is an expert and that he's been in all these things. So, you know,
Why not? Why didn't you get all his information? I demand to know.
Well, Bella says this guy's speaking the truth.
All right, then. It's good enough for me.
There's your verification.
There's my verification. That's exactly the affirmation I needed. If Bella says it, then it's true.
La
Clearly. La la. I don't know what your computer is doing, but it's not doing the thing. I clicked it and it's going psh, but the mouse isn't moving at all. Does it think it needs a mouse?
No, I took the mouse away.
Yeah, so
that I wouldn't drive, you know, snark crazy.
Right. You get the soft clicker.
I might need to be plugged back in.
Oh, what did you do? What did you do now?
Got the plug.
You broke it.
Careful, it sparks sometimes.
Woo. Spark it.
I think it has to.
It's gonna have to reevaluate.
I mean, you can turn the tablet on.
All right, that's fine. I would put the tablet on just so I could be on TV too, but I don't want to.
No.
Exactly. No.
All right.
Don't make me go get my guitar.
Sorry for that interruption from Steve.
Very sorry, everyone.
How rude.
We're very, very sorry. We're having some, you know, things and issues and stuff and things, you know. Contracts are being drawn up as we speak. Negotiations will continue. Okay,
Yeah.
please don't let me interrupt.
Things happen, okay?
Wait, let me interrupt.
We doing it live.
No, just kidding. Don't let me interrupt.
No, I wouldn't let you in.
I'm interrupting.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel better.
So this one is a video clip from they're up in Canada.
Up in Canada, eh?
Eh? Yeah. So the rain and the snow and everything came down and it's like icy and sleety and it's on their vehicle. And then let's see what it looks like. Is this normal icy shit? I don't know.
Is it scraping the window?
No, he's okay. So this is a truck, Steve. Let me explain this to you.
I'm looking at the video now.
It's a truck, and it's peeling the paint. I don't know why he's banging on the truck the way he is, but yeah. Apparently, the paint, the paint is peeling off their vehicles up there, and it's all like rainbow and reflective, and in the roads too. I've seen videos where people are like walking in the road and like the snow is melting on the roadway and it's all like rainbow sheen, like it's beautiful, beautiful rainbow, just not where you want it, and you don't want that rainbow
sheen. That's
I think that they're implying that the stuff is in the air and it made it up to Canada. I mean, and it's peeling the paint.
Peeling paint.
So what is it doing to people?
Nothing. It only affects paint.
Lala said, how far is Ontario?
Not that far. Not that far from Ohio. Not incredibly far, anyhow. Closer than Florida.
And John said, plain piss got him.
Yep. It was peeing on him from the airport.
So I mean, I can't verify that that's exactly but that's what they are saying. This is what people are reporting. You're not going to get these reports, this information from a mainstream source.
They ain't going to tell you.
They're not going to tell us the same things
because it's just a conspiracy theory.
So that's why we're just we're conspiring. We're trying to figure things out tonight.
Conspiring to figure things out.
It feels like, So, I mean, you would think that. Ooh, excuse me, I got hiccups. You would think that, our transportation secretary Pete Buttigieg would be trying to do something.
Yeah.
Wait,
Pete, settle down.
Pete,
would you please? Somebody call Pete.
So he finally, he's been confronted.
Pete Buttigieg.
He's been confronted, and we're going to see what he says. This says, I confronted Secretary Pete about the lack of confidence from the American public to do his job, whether or not he will apologize for the dramatically delayed response at East Palestine, Norfolk Southern train derailment, which released toxic chemicals into the entire community.
Confronted, affronted.
Wait.
Pete Booty Jugs.
Jugs? Let me
Buttigieg.
Let me add that to the screen for you guys, so you guys can see his lovely noggin. All right, let me.
Sorry, Pete.
Uh-huh.
I just have a quick question. The American public doesn't seem to be very confident in your ability to do your job. Will you be resigning anytime soon?
I'm not here for politics. I'm here to make sure the community can get what they need.
Will you
I'm just sorry,
apologize?
I want to be
Will you
speaking to the
apologize for the
community leaders,
response? For the slow response, taking your
Probably
time?
one of the big things. Let's go in here and get away from it.
No apology?
Murphy, why did it take you an entire 2.5 weeks to actually get here to respond to East Palestine? Will you apologize to the residents of this city?
I feel like he's aged pretty quickly. Does he look like he's aged to you guys?
Yeah, it's part of the grooming process.
What?
Part of the grooming process.
What grooming process?
They got to make him look more presidential.
Oh, God.
If they's going to run him, they's got to have him look in a certain kind of way. He's got to get that Obama.
Okay, I gotta say, he reminds me of like a character from like that would be like in Horton Hears a Who or something. I don't know, like one of the
He definitely
like the Grinch characters or something. I don't know why. He has the
kind of,
characteristics. Is that what he based it upon?
kind of a Dr. Seuss vibe about him.
Yeah, he does.
And Buttigieg, you know, that's like Buttigieg and Shootageg and Buttigieg, you know, there's definitely a weird cadence to that. And his endless fucking, you know, empty fucking nothing speak, you know, he tries to be artful. Like,
I'm not
like
here
Obama.
talking politics.
Like Obama, he tries to like approach each situation like he's Obama, but he's white and he's dumb, so it doesn't come off as good. He's not quite as sharp. He can't articulate quite as well. His
How do I make this not so big? Oh, whoa. I just did something I didn't mean to. Where did the StreamYard go?
Did you kill it and go out of it?
Yeah.
You better open it back up.
I don't know how.
Open a tab.
Oh, I don't know. Come look at the computer.
You have to open the tab to get it back to it.
It's like this went away. Oh, there it is. Hey, you gave that to me.
Hey.
He's trying to steal my cheese.
Shared it with a dog.
I got that video for you guys.
Yeah, I definitely get a serious Alfred E. Newman vibe. The guy from the Mad magazine. If his ears were big, he looks very, very, very much like Alfred E. Newman already. Like, I'm pretty sure they did a cover with him on it.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
that.
I'm gonna mute us and add this in.
It was a mistake for Biden to go to Ukraine before coming
why
here.
he was able to go to Ukraine before visiting the people.
Do you think it was a mistake for Biden to go to
You
Ukraine
asked
before
Biden
coming
why he
here?
was-
They're like, get away from these people asking these questions. Like, we can't answer this. Yeah, was it a mistake? Huh? What do the people think? They're asking you if they're asking that it probably is a mistake. I mean, you know.
Well, the people are thinking, why did it take fucking, you know, what was it, 17 days or something for him to get there?
Yeah. Well, here's like so there's another clip here of his press secretary who doesn't want to answer any questions on camera. Like, what a weird thing. And they call her out for it. I don't know what is with these fools. I don't know why people are, you know, like defending this dude. Like, oh, it's so pathetic. Like, don't be in the public eye if you don't want to deal with the public.
True.
Like, the public deserves the answers, and you need to give people the actual answers that we deserve. Allegedly you work for us. We know that's not true.
We know.
Like,
we know, you know.
We know, you know.
You know, you
but
know.
like, they don't even pretend. See the guy right here in the green sweatshirt. Look, you see that right in front on his chest? You see that? Right there next to his coffee mug?
Yeah, what does it say? CIA?
He says he's a fucking popo.
Popo. Woo. Pull it over, mister. Pull it
All
over,
right.
booty jegs.
Yeah, tell him to pull him over and make him answer some questions.
Pull it over, Mr. Booty Jegs.
All right, I'm gonna mute us.
Mayor Pete, why did it take you an entire 2.5 weeks to actually get here to respond to East Palestine? Will you apologize to the residents of this city for the slow response? To the government's slow response, do you have any apology?
I'm a press person, I can help you.
Sure. So can we ask why it took him almost 3 weeks to get here?
I'm sorry, I don't want to do this on camera.
What was his personal time off while there was a
I'm
tragedy
happy to
happening
talk to you
here?
guys off
And can we
camera.
also ask too why it, he waited until President Donald Trump came here to actually make an appearance? This is a very important question that people across America would like to know.
I'm happy to have a conversation with you. I do not want to be on camera.
Well,
Please put your cameras away.
I'm sorry, we're on a public area, so we are allowed as press.
You guys, I would like you guys to turn your cameras off.
You're
and
not
then
on
I'm
my
happy-
camera.
Well, I'm on a camera. I would like your cameras to be off, and then I'm happy to talk to you guys.
Well, if you're the press secretary of the Department of Transportation, don't you think you should be able to ask questions from the American public that you serve?
Absolutely. I would like to do it without the camera on.
Can I ask why?
I think that is a little bit aggressive. That's why. and I
Why
just
is
want
it
you to have-
aggressive?
It's-
I'm on
I'm
behalf
happy-
of the American people. I'm just asking why he has not been here until Donald Trump
She's
came.
asked them, several times for them to turn the cameras off, and they will not do it.
She's been able to walk away. Would you love to go inside? I do not. I will walk this way.
Can I ask what the secretary is going to do with the picture of Jenny Kerr? He took her the other day when she was asking a
You guys,
question on Washington, D.C.
I'm happy to answer your questions. I would like you guys to not have your cameras on.
I had my camera up a minute ago. If I turn it off,
You all have your cameras on. I can see them. You guys, I'm happy to have this conversation.
All right, y'all. So we are with the press
Okay,
secretary
this
for Pete
is
Buttigieg,
not
and right
appropriate.
now we are being told
I have my
that
camera in
we
my
are not
pocket.
supposed
Can I
to be
question?
filming. Again, we are
Well,
here on
right
behalf
now,
of the
we're
American
not
public
able to have this
because we would like to
conversation with you because
have the
somebody is
conversation and we would like to ask the question
Let's walk
as
over
to
here.
why, again, it took almost 3 weeks for Pete Buttigieg to be here on the ground. He waited until Donald Trump came here to actually be here and speak to residents. The people here have been quite tight-knit about when we can ask questions. And again, we're here on behalf of the American public, and we wish we could be able to ask these questions, but for some reason, we're not allowed.
I mean, if that's your job to speak with the press,
Yeah, you would think you wouldn't be so hung up about the camera bit. Like, I'm asking
Yeah,
you a
why is
question
that?
so I get your reaction so I can have a record of you answering the question.
yeah, why can't you answer
telling
the
me
questions on
How
camera?
bad is the optics for them now for acting like that? You know what I mean? It's like they're not thinking at all. They're just like, oh, we need to stop these questions, but this is the only way I can think to do it. So I'm an idiot. So make us look like idiots. Okay. Thank you. Fucking Pete Buttigieg.
It's really crazy. It's really crazy. I have a question for Pete. Would you feed your babies formula with water from that town? How about that? Would you do that?
All right. No marmot smearing in the chat, please. We fully endorse the marmot party.
No.
No. As long as they get in that CERN thing and figure out how to get us back through the time warp, I'm down with them. Talk to some smart marmots.
I
in my
mean-
time, people.
I mean, honestly, like, why can't you answer questions on camera? If you're a press secretary and you know that you're going there, you're gonna be
That's right.
on camera.
This is unless if you're
And if you're in a public place, you have to assume that you're on camera.
Just
If you're at home in front of your computer and you don't have something covering it like that,
assume
that you could be on camera. So, you know, if you pick your ass in front of your computer, you never know. Someone could be watching you.
Yeah, somebody probably is watching you. Whether you have your camera blocked or not really is irrelevant.
Remember, they always watch you.
They can
So whatever you're
see-
watching, if you're doing something and you're watching something, oh, they might be watching you.
Hello, anybody know what LiDAR is? They can see through the walls. They can, you're not hiding anything from anyone ever.
And especially if
The
you're a
time of
press
privacy-
secretary.
we like talking about the 70s and stuff because there was still a time there where there was privacy
That you know of.
There was, and there was little dirt roads that you could duck down and smoke a doob with your friends, and the cops wouldn't fuck with you, and all of these things that were really like cool and quaint are fucking history, and they've got everything on fucking high definition right now in real time wherever you are. So that's fucking grim reality. Thank you. Grim reality, ladies and gentlemen.
That'll be a new show. Grim reality.
Fucking dystopian.
I feel like that's like the show like I'm covering like all the time. Like the grim reality of what we're really dealing with here.
What are we really dealing with here?
A whole lot.
Okay, let's get into it. Because it's not just Pete Booty Jugs. He
Well,
is definitely
I have
a
one more
symptom.
little clip of people gags.
Okay. He's a symptom of some of these things. Do you have? Are you playing?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right. Let me pull this up. How you feeling, Snark? You like that I don't click in my mouse?
Significantly less clicking. I'm not even typing because this computer's like, no, fuck you, Steve.
Yeah, it's like I'm not turning on.
It's like, I don't want to be on.
The computer takes about 20 minutes to warm up every day.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it's just like
the battery doesn't like hold 100%, so like I have to keep it plugged in. But you know,
do what we do.
it's you know what? I'm okay though. Like it's I'm okay. I'm not complaining. Did it show up? Oh, look at that face. Look at it. It's like Horton. Here's a who. All right, I'm gonna mute us.
The administration has come under some fire for its response. The mayor of East Palestine has said it took nearly 2 weeks for the White House to contact him. There were shouts of "Where's Pete Buttigieg?" at a town hall meeting last week. What's your response to that? When are you going to go to East Palestine?
Well, I am planning to go, and our folks were on the ground from the first hours. I do want to stress that the NTSB needs to be able to do its work independently. But when I go, the focus is going to be on action. Look, I was mayor of my hometown for 8 years. We dealt with a lot of disasters, natural and human.
Pastor is right.
8 years he dealt with that things like this. Like, are you bragging that you've dealt with things so like you can deal with things of this magnitude? I don't think so.
No, he's touting his suck. He's like, we had 8 years of fucking hell when I was mayor, and we made it. We did it. We got through it. And then I failed upwards into this position. Life is great. Have you met my husband?
I have babies at home that I would never give the water of East Palestine.
All right. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. 8 years of misery.
So all this is happening. All of this is happening.
All of it.
And Trump goes to visit there. I have Trump clips actually. I do. I got some Trump clips. But let's see what Yellen is talking about in Ukraine. Got a little clip of that too. We're a little clip heavy right now. We'll be getting into some other things very shortly here. I have some connections to show you guys. And like pin that. Remember, like we're gonna talk about how this ties to 9/11.
Oh,
right? I know. Why would this tie to 9/11? Seems a little odd, right? Yeah, it does though. We got conspiracy, but we have the notes to prove our conspiracy. So that's a thing. I'm gonna mute me and play this lady.
Economic assistance is making Ukraine's resistance possible by supporting the home front, funding critical public services, and helping keep the government running. In the coming months, we expect to provide around $10 billion in additional economic support for Ukraine. Putin himself thought he would achieve a victory at minimal cost, in the words of CIA Director Bill Burns. 1 year later, Putin's war has been a strategic failure for the Kremlin. Ukraine still stands. Economic assistance is making Ukraine's resistance possible.
So, the people of East Palestine, you're screwed. Pete Buttigieg he's not there to help people. He has no answers. And we're sending more money to Ukraine. And that's where Biden win. So what made them even like put East Palestine on the radar? Well, that was President Trump. Imagine that. Trump is who puts them.
Former President Trump, damn you. Sorry, I was just pretending to give a fuck.
All right.
It was an accident. I'll never let it happen again.
And you guys, if you have been watching and you know me at all, you know that I am not a fan of Trump. Like, I'm not praising him by showing this in a way like where I'm like, ooh, I'm like, gonna like suddenly turn around and vote for the guy. That's not my thing here. I'm nonpartisan. I don't like any of these team sports. I don't like any of these sides. I think it's all corrupt. I think it's all bullshit. But you can see here that some supplies were brought there. Do I think it's enough? No. But do I think it's a political move? Absolutely. This is Trump. He's going to use this. It was a battleground state. He pulled back regulations and, that made it easier for these things to occur. But also, the train company themselves did it. Did the people of East Palestine need this? Absolutely. So I will give credit where it's due. And I will say, look, at least they're getting some supplies. This is not nearly enough. This is a Band-Aid on a gushing wound.
Yeah, it's the equivalent to him throwing paper towels to people in Puerto Rico when he was president. It's a show. He bought everybody McDonald's. He doesn't give a fuck about people. If he was a cool billionaire, or if there were such a thing, when an accident happens like this, a cool billionaire would show up in their town and just rage the fuck out and give everybody everything that they fucking asked for and needed. And get everybody back to fucking work and get everything fucking flowing in their town and make sure shit was safe. But that doesn't happen in this world because billionaires are traditionally just vapid, craven fucking waste of human fucking anatomy.
I mean, every family probably needs a pallet like that of bottles, you know what I mean, of water.
That's what I mean. It'd be so easy to just like go there and for a billionaire to hand out $10,000 to every resident in the town.
There should be
Those people
There
would
should be
still
water
screwed.
trucks there. There should be like,
they
aid
could do
there. That
something about it.
everybody should have everything that they possibly need everywhere in this country. But no, our money's being sent to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the partisan fucking hyperbole about, well, you voted for this because you voted for Trump.
I have that.
Like, shut the fuck up. That is so.
It's such bullshit to be like, yeah, you voted for Trump, so you voted for this, or that town voted for. That's bullshit. That's such a cop out. Like, no. Do you think that those children voted for this? You think the children wanted this?
Just not a true statement. It's just more political rhetoric. It means nothing. It's just like those bitches on the fucking View talking about like how the people of that town brought that on themselves. Like, shut the fuck up, you heinous fucking cow.
Yeah, I have that clip.
What the fuck?
Don't. So Trump went to McDonald's. Did you guys see this?
I have seen Trump near McDonald's. I think I might have seen him at McDonald's one time.
No, I'm talking about in East Palestine.
That's right. That's a good one.
He bought people McDonald's for food.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I don't think is food. I don't eat there.
It is not.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's got stock in McDonald's, and he tells them, "Well, I think I know. There's this menu better than you." And of course, this is a political move for him. This is a battleground state. He's like, I'm running for president. I know that I need to make people forget that I rolled back regulations and that I made it easier for this situation to happen. Yeah, and you're right. It probably is a main food source in that small town. Yeah, we do know that they made the movie. The movie is based upon a book from like 1980. Is it 85?
If you buy
the White Noise movie is based upon a book from the 80s.
If you buy the large Happy Meal McNuggets, you get a side of vinyl chloride sauce for free.
Oh my God, that's not.
I just read that in the chat. So
no,
that's not true. Even if Donald Trump did say it was true.
Yeah, it's super unhealthy. It's super unhealthy food for people that are already dealing with health issues to be eating.
Not great.
I mean,
not great for you.
Like that food is gonna poison you too.
When I think about how much I used to like a fillet of fish, it really makes me ill now. Makes me like feel like, what kind of poisonous fucking bullshit were you accepting as a food substitute, Steve? That's disgusting. That was like some kind of weird before they got good at making GMO fish. Like where the fuck did they fucking farm those bitches out?
Ew, I don't know.
It's so gross. It's so bad. Those are the kind where you look them under the microscope and they're fucking really bad fish butter. Exactly. Mouse said it. The makers of fish butter and now imitation crab meat.
Where did I put the View clip? I have it.
Crab meat butter. New crab meat butter from the makers of fish guts.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can we not make me sick?
I wasn't trying to make you sick. I was just trying to whet your appetite for something delicious.
All right.
You sound like you didn't believe what I said. She sounded like she didn't believe me. It's pollock sauce.
Oh, there it is. That's why. There's the View. So we'll show you a little clip real quick of the ladies from the View and what they had to say about all of this. I'm sure you'll be really impressed at, It was trending today on Twitter.
Saber-tooth crotch critter butter.
Joy Behar.
Behar.
She's just like she's a certain level of evil. She really is. Like, I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how she sleeps at night, is what I say. But you know what? It probably takes a pill.
I'm not going to judge you on that shark pinata that you're going to fill with chum. That's your own private business, Mouse Edit. Even if you fill it full of crab butter, I wouldn't judge you.
All right, I'm going to mute us and play this real quick, and so we can all be disgusted. Yeah, thoroughly.
Lay down regulations for a second, because it seems to me that the Republicans are obsessed with this notion of the free market, and they don't like a lot of regulations
because it means profit. When you deregulate, you get profit.
But I know
part of the
but
deregulation.
For example, there were very few plane crashes. Thank God. And that's because the industry is highly regulated. We have to pay for regulations and safety standards. Otherwise, where are we? We're all going to go up in flames.
Norfolk Southern gives as much to Democrats as Republicans. It's a very powerful lobby that is trying to block regulation. And this train, to Sarah's point, 2 miles long with 2 full-time employees and a trainee on it.
And they didn't even need to. Because the last administration rolled it down to only one worker. They happened to have 2.
One thing I just want to say is I do think this was an unforced error by President Biden. It was 20 days before we had Secretary Buttigieg go down, 10 days before he put out a statement acknowledging it. This is Trump country. He won by 40 points. He is a president for all Americans. I believe that, but he needs to show that he is. It was time for him to be.
I don't know why they would ever vote for him. For somebody who, by the way, he placed someone with deep ties to the chemical industry in charge of the EPA's Chemical Safety Office. That's who you voted for in that district. Donald Trump, who reduces all safety. He did.
Just like showed up at McDonald's and those voters saw something on the ground that probably resonates in a way that they need.
But they need to look past the photo ops, these people, and say, who's doing the job here? Forget about the photo op.
Showing up is a big
showing up. I think
this is Donald Trump's fault.
Yuck. That was torture. Never make us do that again.
I'm sorry. I know it was awful, but if I'm gonna reference it, I'm gonna actually like show you guys the minute of it.
Little says torturing people with the view is called whoopee boarding. This was joyous whoopee boarding right here.
I don't usually show you guys that kind of clip, but I just thought that was just utterly so far into the realm of disgusting that I'm like, really? Who even thinks like that?
Our show. All right.
Yeah. You know, I don't normally talk about that. I don't normally play the fucking lady who's from The View. Exactly. They are evil. They're disgusting. But the thing is that they are influencing people, and people are listening to them. So they are poisoning people's brains. They're not expecting them to think critically. They want them to think critically of Trump, but not Biden, who's the one who's in charge. They're like, no, it's the old guy that used to be in charge. Like, really? Really? As if they didn't have all this opportunity and this time to change it, that we haven't had, derailments and everything else happening. Really?
Like every week. Yeah. Mike is holding it down with the double eyeball stare for you people. It's important.
He is.
It's going to make you feel weird if he one-eyes you the whole time. You're like,
I know.
Why is looking at me so weird? Mike always looks so weird. Mm-hmm. Yes, and never ever Yakety Yak probably is a better show than The View.
Yeah, we're not making you watch the whole thing. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Definitely not making you watch any more of that crap.
I didn't even want to watch it, but it was like, okay, what's happening here that I need to watch this?
Something happening here.
Well, I don't want to just reference to it. I was like, all right, I better show it.
Mike is trouble.
He is.
Mike is my favorite Muppet by far. Absolutely. He's got a lot of personality.
So there's reports that it still smells there, which you can imagine. what their sound is on this. Yeah, so they're saying that water is safe.
That's safe. It looks safe from here. Like, I didn't see any rainbows or anything. That's how you know. Like, if it has a double rainbow, then you're good. Or no. What is it? Rainbow bad. Don't drink the water. It'll make you mad. I forgot the saying. There's a nursery rhyme. Back when everybody was, paying attention.
So the officials are saying that the water is fine.
It's fine. Josh Davis, it's fine. Don't worry about the water. Okay, everybody
I clicked the wrong link.
Just ease up. The water is fine. Jump in. Swimming is great. Applejack's gonna jump in the water. Like in a couple days, right? What's today's date?
It's coming up.
It's not that far away. It's like this next week, I think.
Oh, I put the wrong link. I labeled the link wrong.
He's going to jump in the water with a mankini on and shorts, apparently. I don't know if that goes against the rules of mankini, ice river jumping, or whatever the Ohio tradition formerly is known as. It sounds invigorating, nonetheless. Is this thing on? Did you see the guys drink the water? Yeah, they took bigger sips than Obama. That's true, Wes. They did.
Yes, yeah. I have the wrong link for that. I thought I had the right link for that. I have the Obama drinking, but I don't.
Oh, Barry.
I don't know.
Barry, drink water. Get it?
Yeah. So Flint, Michigan, the workers there are warning East Palestine residents you can't trust the government. So now we're going to get into some of the heavier stuff that's happening around this. So at a town hall meeting on February 16th, hundreds of East Palestine, Ohio residents demanded answers for the health threat to their community due to the intentional burning and release of toxic chemicals by Norfolk Southern Railroad. And like, we're going to get into what's going on with Norfolk Southern and all of this and with Flint and tie this all together to 9/11. So this is from, it says a day ago, and it's from the World Socialist website, WSWS.org. And the residents of Flint are like warning these guys. Don't trust the government. Why would they say that? I mean, if you've been paying any attention and you know what's happening in Flint, and I had Stork on, and we covered the water issues and how in the entirety of the United States, how most of the water is absolutely toxic and how it's misreported when they are showing you brown water, rust-colored water coming out of your faucet, and they're saying it's lead. That is not true. Lead is not brown. Lead is clear. So please test your water. Make sure that you check out that stream, because it's really important that we do this. There are still wood pipes in the United States. There's a lot more toxins in the water that are a lot more harmful than lead. And you know, like, you don't hear about all these other things. They want you to focus on certain things. They want you to focus on the color, because then if your water is clear, you think it's perfectly fine, right? There's no lead in it if it's not brown, and that's not true. That's false information. So please, please, please use your critical thinking skills. Really look into it. You know, don't trust what anybody is just telling you. So their residents described inhaling toxic smoke. Okay, Steve, I can't.
Sorry, I'm talking over you. Didn't mean to.
Residents describe inhaling toxic smoke, finding dead fish in local streams, pets getting sick and dying, the persistence of chemical smells and sickness. After a state EPA official dodged their questions and again claimed the water and soil were safe. Someone from the crowd was heard shouting, "Flint, Michigan," referring to the residents of the city whose health concerns were ignored for 18 months before the state government acknowledged in late 2015. And their water is still toxic there, that the city's water system has been poisoned by lead. In both cases, entire populations of largely working class communities were poisoned in the pursuit of profit. And one again, both Democrats and Republicans at every level of government are working to conceal their complicity in these social crimes, as they grandstand about how much they care. Like, you know, like we just saw, Trump came in and he cared so much that he brought people stuff. But at the same time, and yes, that will help the people that do get that, but that's not enough. It's not. It is absolutely a grandstand. So reality is forcing the victims to draw parallels between East Palestine, Flint, Love Canal, Newark, New Jersey, Marion County, Kentucky, and the list goes on. So WSWS recently spoke to workers from Flint about the comparison of the disastrous derailment in East Palestine and what's going on with the Flint water crisis, which was set into motion nearly 9 years ago. It's absolutely insane that this is like still happening in our country.
Same as it ever was.
So Flint resident Florisha Fowler and one of the water activists who helped make the voices of residents heard told the WSWS, like Flint, East Palestine was a man-made disaster. Well, residents were living with the effects of lead and other contaminants of the water. The state of Michigan and the environmental EPA were telling the population that the water was safe to drink. Obama came here with a crew to do a PR cleanup job. He came in 2016. By that time, the whole world knew about how our water in Flint was poisoned. His job was to shut us up and tell us everything was okay. And the water, as he took a sip, let him drink lead, was the message. The shift from a safe water source to the Flint River in 2014 was done without adding corrosion control chemicals, which would have prevented the leaching of lead from the city's lead pipes. The switch was carried out under the auspices of former Republican Governor Rick Snyder. His Democrat state treasury, Andy Dillon, an emergency manager appointed by the state to impose austerity measures dictated by the banks. The chief beneficiary of the water switch was a new private water entity. Let's go down here a little bit. 10,000 people were impacted by Flint water poisoning, which caused deaths, miscarriages, developmental problems, particularly in children. Not a single official or politician has been convicted in what was at the time the largest health and environmental crisis in U.S. history.
Yeah.
So people had their hair falling out, their teeth fell out, skin problems. One guy had a hole in his neck. Oh. Children who weren't developing, children who weren't able to speak. You know, the water tasted horrible. People's dogs died. You know, like it's. They gave them bottled water for a while, and they said, you know, like and then they didn't fix the pipes, and they're still not all fixed. Like, so, and we cover this, you know, in depth with what's happening. But I wanted to bring this up. I'm not going to read the whole entire article. I'm going to put the links for all these articles and all the notes and everything like that. We'll put them in the show notes below. But I wanted to, you know, point out parallels of what's happening, because the people there have been abandoned and they're doing it again. They're doing it again. We cannot let them continue to do this to people.
No. All the water is fucked. They keep fucking people over with the water.
Let me see who was drinking this water. I don't know which one it is in this link, because I switched up my link somehow. Yeah, this one's Obama. So we'll play this one.
Barry.
Yeah, Barry.
Barry Drinkwater was president from some time to some
The drone president.
The drone lover.
Yeah.
Barry Drinkwater. Drink droner.
Drink droner.
Barry Drink Droner.
It sounds like you should I think we should make a song about Barry Drink Droner. He's a drink droner.
And his wife looked like a dude. What? I'm sorry.
That's a conspiracy
That's
theory.
a conspiracy theory. Don't even say that. Mitchell is a beautiful woman.
Oh my gosh. Meeting.
Now, the reason I know I'm okay is because I already had some Flint water. Here we go. I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt. Now, I'm going to talk about this. Everybody settle down. This is a feisty crowd. Now, the reason.
Okay, that much of that water is not going to make you sick. I don't think.
Maybe. If I poop in it.
I mean, his brain's already damaged, so, you know.
Douchebag. Exactly, Bella. This is not a stunt.
As he does a stunt.
Watch as I hold my beer.
Yeah. So there's something else that happened that really, you know, kind of alarming. Did you guys hear about this plane crash?
Don't be alarmist.
5 people died in the plane crash.
Yeah, I did. I heard about it.
Yeah, it's interesting. And how does this connect?
That's weird.
How does this connect
How
to?
could that possibly connect with anything that you're talking about currently?
I don't know.
Maybe you should connect the dots for them.
We're gonna.
All right.
This is where we're gonna really start drawing into some connecting of the dots.
Some way out there thinking, you guys. See if you can follow this now.
Yeah. So this happened, a plane crash, and 5 people died in this plane crash.
God rest their soul.
And they were in Little Rock. Who else is in Little Rock? What else is in Little Rock?
I did not have sex with that woman.
Oh my God, please.
I'm sorry.
You're going to give me nightmares?
Please, continue.
You're going to give me nightmares.
Okay.
I'm muting you.
People killed in a small plane crash in Arkansas. Breaking tonight, we're learning how the people on board had ties to another tragedy here in our area. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris Fry. An environmental consulting company was flying to Ohio to provide services in connection to the factory explosion in Oakwood Village. That's where our Michelle Nix is at right now. She's live in Oakwood Village with the latest. Michelle.
Chris, it's heartbreaking to think that one tragedy here in Northeast Ohio has now led to another tragedy. 5 people were killed just before noon today. They were 5 people from an environmental consulting firm in Arkansas. Their plane crashed as they were headed here to Oakwood Village. No survivors when a small twin-engine airplane carrying 5 employees from CTEH, an environmental consulting firm in Little Rock, Arkansas, crashes before noon, shortly after takeoff.
Small aircraft was taking off from Little Rock Airport. It got within a mile of the airport and it crashed.
The 5 team members who died, including the pilot, had an Ohio connection. They were headed to the Columbus airport and then here to Cuyahoga County to assist with the environmental cleanup in Bedford, the site of that massive explosion at I. Schumann and Company. 1 worker died, 13 others were hospitalized with burns. Tragedy on top of tragedy, deaths in 2 states, devastating so many families. In a statement, the senior vice president of CTEH said, "We are incredibly saddened to report the loss of our Little Rock colleagues. We ask everyone to keep the families of those lost and the entire CTEH team in their thoughts and prayers." The FAA and the NTSB were on the scene investigating the cause of the deadly crash as the bodies of those who perished were recovered. It's unclear if weather played a role.
It's understood the weather was not that good at the time.
Now, 19 News has learned that the same Little Rock company also had workers in East Palestine to help with the environmental cleanup there after that massive train derailment. Reporting live, Michelle Nix, 19 News.
There we go. So this company that they're talking about, who is this company?
Who is that company?
Why is there plane crashes happening?
Well, they said they
out of the Clinton airport. I mean, like, what?
They had those people were they had people already in East Palestine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where were those guys going that were on the plane?
Well, they were going somewhere. They were going to a close by.
They were going somewhere close by.
Yeah, and there's some like weird stuff with like the way the weather happened and like, you know, the way that they're saying that like suddenly the winds shifted on everybody. There's another news clip on it. I'm gonna play everybody.
The winds of change. Something.
Disaster just minutes after takeoff.
Here in Little Rock, officials are trying to put the pieces together and figure out why a plane crashed, killing all 5 people on board. THV 11's Rolly Hoyt is live at the scene. And Rolly, what do we know tonight?
Well, Craig and Faith, it seems like for the past 6 weeks, every Wednesday, we've reported on a serious weather event affecting a large part of the state. This weather event today appears to have raced across the region and left quickly. And while we don't yet know definitively what caused this private plane to crash here south of Clinton National, it does appear that today's high winds arrived with awful timing for the 5 victims.
Shortly before noon today, a small aircraft was taking off from Little Rock Airport. It got within a mile of the airport and it crashed out here shortly before you get to the 3M plant.
The bare bones information just a short time after the crash filled in as the day progressed. The small plane, a Beechcraft B-200, owned by CTEH of North Little Rock. The passengers and pilot, all employees of that environmental consulting company. The team on their way to help the cleanup after a deadly explosion at a metal plant in Ohio. The plane took off right at noon, apparently heading southwest. At that time, a violent and fast-moving wind field swept across central Arkansas. About 2 minutes into the flight, the plane went down, crashing in a rugged area very near the plant where 3M makes roofing materials. A short distance left or right, and it would have come down in the College Station community. But when first responders arrived, the fire and debris made it clear no one could have survived. Now comes the investigation. The National Transportation Safety Board arrives Thursday morning. That starts the process of documenting the scene and examining the evidence.
Now, it's not yet clear when we'll start hauling out parts of the plane from this 3M plant. What is clear, the FAA expects to have a preliminary incident report available as early as tomorrow. As for the NTSB's more definitive findings, those could take months, possibly years. Craig?
Rolly, how close was this to a residential area?
Craig, it's a very short drive down what they call 3M Road and College Station Elementary is, I would say, less than a mile away. That's a small little community there here in Pulaski County. Similar apartment complexes just in that direction. This is a part of the state, the city that's used to planes coming in and out of here, but there was definitely different sounds and different feelings earlier this afternoon.
And there's the feeling in watching this, if they had just waited, is that the sense you get from talking to officials?
Not only talking to officials, but also talking to pilots. Our Sarah Habakowitz talked to some folks in the general aviation industry a little bit earlier today, and they're familiar with this aircraft. And again, we don't want to place blame yet. There's still a lot of investigating to do here, but it just seemed like those storms, we all went through them today around lunchtime. It came through so quickly. It seems remarkable to even think about trying to take off in weather like that.
All right, Broly, thank you. A frustrating part of the storms that hit central Arkansas.
So, I mean, like, it's really a weird freaking story. So it's the Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport in Little Rock that they flew out of, and then they crashed into a 3M plant. I mean, like,
do people realize how many things are burning, like 3M plants and stuff?
I mean, there's things burning everywhere. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So I was like, well, what is this company? Because, you know what I mean? They're doing environmental cleanup. So, you know, like, who is CTEH? You know what I mean? And you know, what is their history? You know, what is their background? So I started to look into these guys, and this is where it got interesting. So they're a recovery, you know, company. They are a for-profit company that, you know, like, this is what they do. It's their emergency response. It says this is right on their website, cteh.com. Is your organization facing an emergency? Are you in a potentially high risk industry and need to plan? Do you simply need expert advice? Whatever your immediate concern, the internationally recognized experts at CTEH are committed to safeguarding your workers, your community, and the environment. I mean, it sounds all good, right? Like, it's like, wow. I mean, like, wow, what do these guys do? I mean, they do toxicology, emergency response, C-19, industrial hygiene, you know, like they've, you know,
keep that factory clean, son.
They do it all.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's pretty amazing. I mean, who wouldn't think like this is like who you would call, you know? It says that they empower
Who are you gonna call?
extraordinary teams of experts to, you know, to help companies and government, and, you know, it's environmental, and they clean people up, and, you know, like, they do it all over the place, like, like, it's like scrolling the map. Okay, there we go. And, you know, like, so they've been around, you know, for a while.
They've been cleaning up stuff for a while.
Yeah, like 97, you know.
Wow.
Well, see what happens here in 91?
Oh, geez.
In 2001? What is this?
2001. Remember what happened back then?
What happened on 9/11 of 01?
Don't say it. Osama. That's
So they were there for 9/11, which I'm like, Wait a minute. Oh, shoot. I forgot to add it to the screen. You guys weren't seeing it the whole time. Damn it. Steve.
I'm sorry. I'm doodling. I wasn't.
Yeah. You weren't paying attention to that. I wasn't showing you guys on the screen what I'm talking about. So CTEH. Let me go back up so you guys can see. This is their website. And then I'm looking at their website earlier and I'm like, who is this company? Why are they flying people out? What are they involved with? And they responded to 9/11. They were there for the cleanup. And if you know anything about 9/11 and the aftermath of it, I know people who, like we live in Connecticut. We personally, I know people who were at Ground Zero. I was supposed to go to Ground Zero. I was supposed to go with the Salvation Army and my friend who had a trained dog, and we were supposed to go and do search and rescue there. I had to fly back from Washington State because I flew out to Washington State days before it happened, and I came back a couple days after 9/11 happened. I had to fly within days of that. That was so scary at the time. Because we didn't know what was really happening. We
As if we do
now. Well, not that we completely do now, but I'm trying to say this in a way where I'm not going to get a ding ding, So, bear with me. So I know people that were volunteers and firefighters and people that were EMTs that did go and tried to help. And the people that go there every year, you know what I mean? And they go and they do the march and everything like that. So I know people that were there on the ground after that, people that never smoked a day in their life, never did anything in the day in their life. And they have black lung. Because what were we told? The company that handles all of these environmental cases is CTEH. That this is who they call. They handled 9/11. They told people it was safe. I know people with black lung now.
See how that panned out.
This is who handles all of these situations. We're gonna let's just look and see what else. You know what I mean? They have they have 2002 here. They have that. How do I scroll on this one? Because this. Oh, okay. I'm like mine. There was a thing. So in 2002, they establish a medical division. Why is it not? Oh, there it goes. So then in 2003, they have the health and safety counseling division. 2005, environmental counseling division. They responded to Hurricane Katrina in the aftermath. Then they set up in 2007. They get Little Rock and Houston. Houston, we have a problem.
Houston.
This oil spills. And they keep developing and they keep growing. Why is this being so wonky?
Spills in the Gulf?
Yeah. They were there for BP, telling people that was fine.
How about Valdez? You know that one?
I'm going through them all right now, what they have on their site.
Okay.
This is what they are, they are providing on their site. The Ebola outbreak, 2014. They expand to crisis preparedness. They celebrate in 20 years. So, and then, they do the C19 in 2020. They teach you how to clean and disinfect and oversight across multiple sectors. So these guys are in everywhere. And then to see this here on the end, they join this company here, Montrose Environmental Group.
Yeah, they don't like letting, disaster go to waste.
No.
Capitalize on that.
Absolutely. So I'm as I'm looking at this company, I'm like, This is really weird. Why would they, like, we know 9/11. And we know, like, these things that they have listed, like, as if it's, like, a good thing. Like, anybody who's been paying any kind of attention, they know that, 9/11 wasn't, that the air wasn't safe, and we were lied to. And with BP and these other environmental spills, and they're just like, they're everywhere. And so I'm like, let me look them up. Let me look up their corporate stuff. Like when, and then I'm like, wait, why are they they're a foreign limited liability company, but they are based out of Little Rock, where that plane took off, and the wind suddenly, the Clinton airport. Like, it's just really, like, it sends my spidey senses go off when, like, all these things and all these familiar names and events and the connectivity of it all. I'm like, this is something I definitely need to, like, to look into more here. Like, this just doesn't sit well with me. And I don't know where, like, the foreign LLC, I don't know. It says their branch is here in United States. But I don't know where the foreign, if it's a foreign entity, if a foreign company, I'm not really sure.
What's it?
Woo. Oh, Applejack sent a $5 tip and said BP is a great company. Hi, Applejack.
It should cost him more than that.
Yeah, you made me say that. That should cost more. I had to read that out loud. Now someone's going to clip it and be like, see, Lucky said. I was just reading a tip. So, after I'm looking at it there, I'm like, man, these guys are really, they're connected to, like, 9/11 and BP and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is just, what? I'm like, Steve, really? Like, you should see what I'm doing. Like, when I'm doing research, I'm like, Steve, oh my God. So I was like, let me look up their LinkedIn. Oh, I got
Applejack's like,
tell Steve he doesn't understand the business.
Wait a minute. I'm doing this wrong. Well, I don't know. There's so many things going on. It's crazy.
It is. And that's what's alarming and crazy, is because it's like, and then when all the names and the places and the things that we're talking about and all the things that are, like, what they call conspiracy theories are all starting to add up and pigpile into the same event. You're like, wait a minute here.
Why does these names keep happening?
Like, I'm noticing a pattern.
That's what happens to me too. I get to, like, I hit my head on the wall like 6 or 7 times, and I'm like, wait a second. Feels like I've done this before.
And then I'm like looking, I'm like, oh, they're LinkedIn, and then it comes in and like, oh yeah, and they're in the monkeypox, they're in there with that.
Yeah, they got the monkeypox up in there too. They're right on the front of it.
They're covering everything.
These guys are across all facets of anything that can go wrong, will go wrong. I think they're the Murphy's Law people. Pretty sure.
And this is their affiliated page right here, is this Monroe's Environmental Group. And that's the parent company to these guys because these guys were bought out by them.
That's right. Bird flu, Cold War, whatever you got, they'll handle it for you. They will keep you prepared.
I mean,
They will
it
keep you
is just
disinfected and
weird.
clean. Make sure your oil doesn't look like oil. Make sure your cleanup looks like a cleanup. You know.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, my brain's going, wait a minute, where am I gonna look at this company more? Like, what's happening with these guys? Like, you know, are they a private company? Like, who owns them? Is there any kind of, you know, like any regulation with these guys? So they are a for-profit company. And they are from Little Rock, right there with the Clintons. Right where the Clintons area. What?
I did not have sex with that young lady.
Oh my God, please stop saying that. Sorry. Yeah. So gross. Yep, and see, here it is right here. It says that it is a for-profit company. And there's their number. If anyone wants to call them, 501-801-8500. Write that down or take a screenshot. So they say that they're management of technology, science-based consulting firm, providing a wide range of response services, including environmental data collection and management, GIS, safety, incident management, industrial hygiene, disaster recovery, toxicology, and human health consulting for the public and private sectors. Yeah. And right here is where they are required. They were acquired in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, let's see right here, down here at the bottom. And then it shows their headquarters are in North Little Rock. So that is where the plane took off from. These are the people that were going to the other disaster that happened in Ohio.
Aggravated recognized the word hygiene. So good job with that. Well done, sir. Hygiene mean clean. M-O-O-N, that spells moon.
Oh my God.
Right. Sorry. I got sidetracked.
So
he was just misunderstood.
Oh my gosh. Don't say those comments out loud.
Don't say Whitney Webb in the chat. It'll get me triggered.
So I'm like, I need to like look more into this. I'm like, what do these guys do? So these guys are handling big events, big names. They've got to have some kind of dirt or something.
All the best disasters. We have all the best people for all the best disasters. The biggest, the best, the largest disasters in the world.
So then I come across this little thing right here. Is it showing up? Did I put it up on the screen already? No. Wait until you see this, guys. Wait until you see this. So I-Team investigates familiar contractor hired by Norfolk Southern. Wait, what? In 2005? 2005?
Wow.
Why?
I remember that year.
So, but this is the same Norfolk Southern.
Yeah.
Same thing happening. And so this was published in January 8th of 2019. And there's a little clip here for us to play. So I'm going to go ahead and mute us up and play this. And let's look into sometimes the very local news is where you can actually get the meat of something. This is where you can actually find some real information.
Norfolk Southern has hired a contractor now to assess the possible environmental damage and the health risk.
Senior investigative reporter Liz Owens found the contractor is no stranger to our area.
Yeah, and the name sounds like a government agency, the Center for Toxicology and Environmental Hazard, but CTEH is a for-profit company hired by other companies to provide a community risk assessment after a disaster. It feels like really bad deja vu, a train derailment, chemicals billowing into the air. It happens on the 14-year anniversary of Graniteville, where another Norfolk Southern train derailed. In both crashes, the carrier hires CTEH to work with federal agents and to report possible environmental and health concerns to the community. CTEH handled this 2012 derailment in Kentucky, too. According to this lawsuit, CTEH told cleanup crews the area was safe to begin work. There was a gas explosion and 2 workers were hurt, and they sued. In 2010, Congresswoman Lois Capps asked BP not to employ CTEH to handle cleanups in the Gulf because of past incidents of tainted results. She wrote, CTEH has a history of being hired by companies accused of harming public health and releasing findings defending the corporate interests that employ them. And again, the company is assisting with monitoring the air quality in Jefferson County, just like it did back in Graniteville.
All right. We will be watching, Liz. Thank you for that report.
Starting to notice the pattern here, kids.
That's right. And we would be united not at all, Bella.
Oh, we got another thing came in. Let's see.
You got things coming in.
Yes,
Coming out,
Applejack sent, and he said, Lady Alex is mine.
You cannot have her. She's not for you.
He just likes making me say things like this.
Yeah, he likes to say stuff.
He likes me to have to say it too.
He's like, yeah, huh? I said, no, Applejack. He said, yeah, huh, Stever.
Uh-oh. Picking fights. So I'm noticing a pattern as I'm looking into this company. I'm like, wow. So they've been at all these big things, and then there's like, oh, this seems like deja vu into what's happening now.
That's the business model, Mouse, is they lie and cover for rich people that kill the poor people. That's the modus operandi. That's their business model, I believe.
Skyla, you should come say hi to the people.
She's making zucchini bread. Smells like what I imagine.
Vicky's house smells like sometimes.
Vicky's house might smell like, or Kate's house, or somebody who can cook stuff. Popeye's house would smell like zucchini bread.
Yeah. So this is an article below that. Oh my God. Okay, hang on. We're gonna pause this for a second.
Show the bread. Make the bread big. Come on now. Don't screw around. Oh yeah, there we go. Big bread. Look at that thing. You just got paid for zucchini bread.
$5 for Skyla.
Check it out. Salty.
Oh my God.
It does. Yeah.
She wants to get a food sealer so that she can mail it out.
You know what they say, right? Never let your meat loaf.
Well, maybe if we can raise you some funds for a sealer thing, we can send some out. It's zucchini bread.
Zucchini bread. Oh yes, please.
Ooh, and she made one with walnuts.
Oh yeah. Oh, baby.
Mouse said, "Nice loaf."
I like banana bread too. It looks funky. I like it. It's very lumpy. Lumpy. Hey, Mike wants to eat some zucchini bread.
Stop doing my walnuts.
Ronco backpack, exactly aggro. You know, we used to get below in those, like in Florida, little packs. Yes, please.
Have you had zucchini bread? It's so good.
Oh, so good. Yum, yum. He turned his head for the bread. Yeah, Mike just was like, oh, smell the zucchini bread.
Applejack said, ask that guy Applejack to send a cash app. I hear he likes to send money. How much are they? How much are the sealers? Oh, they're like $100. Oh, damn. Why'd they have so much?
Why is everything so fucking much? We need a computer. That's like $800. We need a freaking vacuum sealer. We need,
Well, he sent $5 towards it.
Well, that's a good start.
Yeah.
It smells incredible in here.
I want a piece too.
No.
Oh, yeah. I have an article I'm supposed to be reading. What am I doing? See that? I'm distracted.
The mouse says he's the vacuum sealer master. It's banging, you guys.
I know. I wish we could share. I feel bad.
No, zucchini does belong in bread.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, it doesn't taste like a vegetable.
Almost more than it does.
It's like banana bread, but it's just because like there's yummies in there.
It's very much like banana
Come
bread.
say hi.
Only it's not banana bread. It's
Normally I don't like zucchini, but zucchini bread is good.
Fucking yummy.
Come say hi again.
Yummy.
You're dripping your crumbs on me. Look, you're saying they're saying hi to you, Skyla. Look.
You gotta look at the chat.
Hi, Lady Owlet. Hey, kiddo. Hey, you.
And vegan.
Hi, vegan.
I see vegan. I see a bunch of people in this robber room.
Hi, cousin.
Yeah. I haven't even looked at the Rumble or anything.
Everett wants to say hi.
Gotta look at the Rumble.
Everett. No attention. These are like
that came out way better than the last time you made zucchini bread.
I think last time I forgot baking powder.
Ah, that's right.
No, was it the muffins?
No, it was muffins.
I don't
It was muffins, but you like, I don't know what you did this time. You mixed it better. You mixed it more.
Yeah.
And it's balanced. It tastes really good.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Excellent.
I had bacon in a few months.
You haven't had bacon in a few months? Is that what you
I
said?
didn't bake it in a few months.
Okay.
Come say hi to Rob. Because Rob sounds identical to Grandpa.
Yeah, Rob's like one of those North Country dudes.
Hi, Rob. Over here.
Did you hear? We need to do a Skyla stream again. That was fun.
All right, read your article, Mama.
Okay. So this was under that video clip about Norfolk Southern, and it has hired a contractor to assist any possible environmental damage and health risks associated with the train derailment. The carrier hired the same contractor that monitored the derailment 14 years ago. So it's just, to me, I'm like, really? So like these guys are even like, huh? There's corruption with this company and they've done this before and they've been here before and then they keep getting called in. It just doesn't seem right. It's like, so this for-profit company is then making profit too. And I'm not saying that like, their plane necessarily like went down like on purpose like that and went into a factory and like lit a factory on fire.
but I ain't saying it ain't.
But like the fact that like the winds like shifted one way and then like they shifted the other way really quickly is what I saw in the reports.
It's kind of weird.
I'm like, it just kind of puts up that like my spidey senses, like something's not right here. There's too many connections. There's too much overlapping. And then I'm like, it's Little Rock. I'm like, it's the Clinton airport. Like, what? I mean, like, it's just too many. Like, it's too many.
It's a funky cold Medina. It's a Clinton called.
Bella said Norfolk Southern cut 9,600 jobs and boosted shareholders' payouts by 4,500% in the years leading up to the Ohio train disaster. Yeah. Folks, this is what corporate greed looks like. Robert Reich.
Robert Reich is gross, but absolutely spot on right there.
So I don't know if this repeats exactly like everything that just was said in that. Come say goodbye to the people. I'll take this down for a second.
Vegan succubus and Mr. Vegan succubus. Hello.
Say hi to Vegan.
Howdy. Go start. Zuckerbread. Is that made out of real Zuckerbergs? Zuckerbergs? Zuckerkinis?
Not make Mark Zuckerberg into bread.
She did not make Mark Zuckerkini's bread.
He only wishes he could be turned into bread.
Right? He wants to be a gingerbread boy, but he can't.
So busy pretending to be a human.
Only in his metaverse could he be a gingerbread boy.
No.
Or a zucchini bread.
Vegan, you need to explain to them how good zucchini bread is. It doesn't taste like zucchini.
It tastes so much better than zucchini. It should be illegal how much better it tastes than just plain old zucchini. Because zucchini is kind of like it's like a cucumber that can't really get its shit together. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't really have the flavor. It's like, well, I'm trying to get a good flavor, but I can't really. Some kind of bland. But that's all the zucchini really is. But when you make it into bread, it's a whole different monster.
Well, it's because it has like cinnamon and like nutmeg, cloves.
Cinnamons and cloves and spices.
No, nutmeg.
Spice it just right.
I always put nutmeg a little bit in mine.
You gotta spice it.
You put extra cloves.
Because it goes a long way. I like cloves. I do too.
Like that and ginger. Ginger would be good in this too.
Yeah, a little ginger wouldn't hurt nothing. A little ginger, cloves, and nutmeg.
Some fresh ginger.
A little cinnamon. I'm not trying to rewrite your zucchini bread because it's pretty fucking good the way it is.
Aggravated Progressive said I can smell it.
I mean, it's that kind of smell. Like it will just like permeate.
It's good.
You smell it for a day or so. Like, oh, it still smells like zucchini bread in here. Yeah, that's why it has that.
Yeah, it does. It has
Because
good. It has good vanilla too. Like
just took
it's
the
organic
zucchini
vanilla bean.
and made the zucchini vanilla flavor with like vanilla and spice. You made vanilla chai out of zucchini and then made bread.
It's just like a bonus that it has zucchini in it.
Would be really good too.
Like the zucchini makes it like like it's
Through a zucchini bread would be fucking good as hell.
almost like carrot cake. You know what I mean? Like the moisture content of it, it keeps it moist.
Cinnamon. I wanna live with a cinnamon girl.
Okay.
So I can be happy the rest of my life with my cinnamon girl.
All right.
Sorry. I got all crazy horse for a second there. Get it? Oh shit. I'm old.
So this is there's a statement down the bottom that I want. Below is a statement from Dr. Phil Goad. Or Goad, is that it? Goad, Goad.
Before we get past the Goad, I would like to agree right now, here and now, with Wesley Donison stating that carrots also an excellent addition to zucchini bread.
Yeah, I make really good carrot cake too. I have my grandmother's recipe.
This one has walnuts in it. Popeye. It's yummy.
Okay, so the CTEH founder and principal toxicologist said during it's more than 20 years in business, they've never been found negligent for its services, as all emergency responses, its priority, and safeguard public health. Its plans are thoroughly vetted and highly seasoned scientific experts and approved by local, state, and federal agencies. In this instance, it's partnering with Norfolk Southern U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, State of Georgia Environmental Protection Division, and Jefferson County Emergency Management to execute air sampling plans and regularly communicate its results to assist with planning and response activities. How come they only go back 20 years when they're saying this?
I don't know, because they're trying to maybe stop you from remembering other things that happened before 20 years ago.
I don't know. It seems like it's like, oh, okay. So that's like, similar to what we're hearing.
They're advisors and cleaners. They're doing all the work. They're doing all the heavy lifting. We'll tell you if you have a problem. We'll tell you if you take care of it. It's all good. It's fine. Safe. I mean, did I say good? I meant safe. Come on.
So it's pretty crazy. Because
this conversation has devolved in the chat into like just delicious food items. Now stop it.
Okay.
Yes, Adam's like chocolate glazed toffee bars. Ah, you're hurting my brain. Boobs. Exactly, Mouse said it. Quit it.
So what else were these guys involved with? What do you think?
You take care, Rob.
Much love, Rob.
Eat something good.
So this is from Mother Jones from March 28th of 2019. And this consulting firm was at the center of Katrina and the BP spill. Now it's under fire again. The Center for Toxicology and Environmental Health. Wait, what? CTEH?
Say what?
Is no stranger to controversy, but they just said... They just made a statement.
Wait a minute. Rewind.
In that other article that they had a great record for 20 years.
20 years, baby.
I don't think that's true.
20 years of school and then to put you on a day shift. Look out, kid. Keep it all hid.
So they reference here that it actually came from somewhere else. But so a crude oil spill during Hurricane Katrina in 2005, a coal ash spill in Tennessee in 2008, BP oil spill in 2010. All three cases, the companies responsible for these environmental calamity.
Expect my calamity.
Turn to the same Arkansas-based consulting firm.
What's the name again? See what?
Center for Toxicology.
Center for
and
Toxicology
Environmental Health.
and Environmental Health. Yeah, it sounds like it's a good name. I mean, come on, they got a good name, right? I mean, it sounds like they'd know what they were talking about.
Well, and then it says, at each CTEH was later accused of mishandling data collection, and companies use CTEH findings to reassure people that the spilled chemicals posed little risk to public health.
Wait a minute, you're telling me the Center for what? They're not as thorough as they sound, as their title implies, as their name would suggest.
As they stated?
As they have stated previously? Huh.
So each time,
Weird.
you know, it happened.
Yeah.
So this week, a fire at an International Terminals Company chemical storage facility outside Houston blanketed the country's fourth largest city in a cloud of smoke. Multiple school districts in the area canceled classes.
That's
Once
the
again,
nation's fourth largest city. Okay.
CTEH got the call to provide the air quality monitoring. The fire at the ITC's facility reignited late Friday afternoon after a dike wall used to contain chemicals partially collapsed, renewing concerns about air quality. According to initial reports, the company released 9 million pounds of pollutants in just the day of the fire.
Wow.
On Thursday, the city of Deer Park, home to the facility, issued a shelter-in-place advisory after benzene. Is that benzene? Is that right? Levels spiked overnight. Long-term benzene exposure caused lead to cancer and damage women's reproductive health.
That like completely did a thing to my brain. Like I went completely J-Rock Trailer Park Boys for a second there. All I could hear was nomsing.
Okay.
Benzing.
Earlier in the week, ITC had said that its air quality testing data. You should where's the AI reader?
Where is the damn AI reader? I'll show you. I'll let you know right now how that.
Can you do it?
This works. You just go like this. Double click. And then that read thing.
Do I have to highlight the?
Click it. See what happens.
Whoa! No, I don't know what it's doing.
It's gonna open another thing.
Okay.
Once it does that, then you can make it read stuff.
What do I do? What do I make it read? I don't know what to do. Okay.
Google Cloud Text-to-Speech enables developers to synthesize natural sounding speech with 100 plus voices, available in multiple languages and variants. It applies DeepMind's groundbreaking research in WaveNet and Google's powerful neural networks to deliver the highest.
Hold on, where is it?
No, stop.
You can create light.
Okay, never mind. I'll just do it.
Just hold on a second. Now.
Oh, I have to highlight what I want it to read. Okay. He doesn't like it when I tell him no. It's funny.
It's not funny. It's annoying.
Now what? Okay, so I highlighted it.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now it should play.
Do I just go like that?
Yeah.
Earlier in the week, ITC had said that its air quality testing data showed conditions below levels that would raise health concerns, even as residents near the fire complained of nosebleeds, headaches, and irritated throats.
How cool is that?
The statement prompted Deer Park to lift earlier shelter-in-place advisory.
Why is it taking so long to read
Because
it?
there's spaces.
Oh.
It reads the spaces.
All right.
So I should be talking over it.
Elena Kraft, Senior Director for Climate and Health at Environmental Defense Fund, said
So my mic should be
CTEH
louder.
was a concerning choice as a consultant given their history. ITC has posted 9 air quality monitoring reports produced by CTEH on its website since the Deer Park fire began, and Kraft, a toxicologist by training, said that at least one contained clear, obvious errors. Kraft characterized CTEH's work in putting together the reports as a sloppy job. In that report, issued on March 18th, CTEH said it used 2 types of instruments with different detection limits to measure benzene levels. The company initially collected just 6 samples with the instrument that had a lower detection limit, meaning it could pick up lower levels of airborne benzene. CTEH later said that figure was a typo and that it had collected more than 60 samples with the more sensitive instrument that didn't detect benzene. The company also updated its reports to reflect the correct detection limit after being contacted by GRIST. In a written statement to GRIST, Phil Goad, CTEH's founder, said that in its more than 20 years in business, CTEH has never been cited for inaccurate or misleading data. The company's top priority is, and will continue to be, to safeguard public health. He said, adding its air quality plans in Houston have been approved by the Environmental Protection Agency and Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. In the last 2 decades, CTEH has come under fire for its work in high-profile environmental contamination cases across the country. In 2005, a storage tank at a Murphy oil refinery in Louisiana released more than 25,000 barrels of crude oil into floodwaters, affecting roughly 1,700 homes in the New Orleans suburb of Chalmette. Murphy Oil hired CTEH to conduct soil testing. In guidelines issued in the aftermath of the hurricane, the EPA required contractors testing soil to take grab samples. A news article and an environmental group reported that CTEH had instead collected composite samples. A report submitted 2 years later by an EPA contractor noted
Do you
that
have
the
our
company
mic
had used both
muted?
sampling methods.
You should.
CTEH, for its part, maintains the quality assurance standards. CTEH says that the findings have been falsely attributed to the company and that it worked with TPA only on a short-term emergency contract.
Oh my God.
2 years later, BP hired the company to serve as the primary monitor for its
Yeah,
offshore
we got to figure that out.
chemical exposure data in the
Make it so
aftermath
it's just the sound coming from it.
2 lawmakers urged BP to stop working with CTEH.
You turn off this mic while that mic, or that mic. You turn the mics down while it's playing.
Ah, what is it doing? Okay. Ah, I don't know how to make it stop.
It's gonna read it. Just, you can kill it by closing the tab.
I did.
Oh, well, it already remembers it.
I'm trying to find the fucking letter, find the thing. The
But
article.
anyway, when that happens, you should turn our mics off and just leave the sound on, and then it won't have any extra.
Yeah, I have to turn them off over here.
Okay, it stopped. Oh, learning is fun. Learning is fun. Applejack. What is he saying now?
Deacon said, "Silence your mic."
Right, yeah.
I know we're trying to figure out the thing.
We figured it out by the end. We're like, oh, we can just turn the microphones off while that's playing.
If I'm gonna mess with AI, like no, that's that. I'll get a hold of like someone like DeFango or someone that does like
Somebody that
computer
knows
stuff.
how to do stuff. Well, good night, Popeye. Sleep well, buddy. Make some zucchini bread and whatever.
So that was a Mother Jones article.
Much love. Yeah.
So like, they're just like, yeah, we don't do anything, like, So Congress was even involved with this with BP.
BP.
Mm-hmm.
BP. BP. All right. Why is my
So, the same company, for-profit company, keeps going and bailing out these other for-profit companies. And it just starts to feel like it's all connected. What are you doing? Steve's like on the floor by my feet. So this is from June 25th, 2010. I can't highlight it, but can I highlight it? Will it let me AI read it? No, I can't highlight it. You may not highlight. So it's come to Mr. Hayward. It's come to our attention that BP has hired the Center for Toxicology and Environmental Health, CTEH. What are you looking for? He's very distracting.
I'm just trying to not run out of battery power.
Okay.
Because your computer is being fucked. It has never started back up. So.
Okay. The computer, sometimes it needs like a reminder that it's supposed to be turning back on.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how to reach it right now. It does not seem to be home.
Press the on power button.
I did about 86 times.
Try it again. You have to hold it down.
I did for about 5 minutes. Didn't do anything.
Okay.
It might be really, really thinking about something.
Okay. Well, it's 11:11.
11:11. That's what it's thinking about.
Make a wish.
I wish this computer would boot back up.
Yeah.
It's hot. It feels hot. And I'm holding down the button. It's not doing a fuck all. That's not good. That's not the thing.
Oh no! That computer has got to hang in there. I need the computer. Okay. Anyway,
I just unplugged something and it seemed to do something. Stopped whirring. Oh, that was
probably the fan.
But it might have been enough to.
I keep the fan on it when it's on. Okay. Because it gets hot. I
see.
It should probably have a replaced battery. Okay, so anyway, Steve.
Yes.
Dear Mr. Hayward, it's come to our attention that BP has hired the Center for Toxicology and Environmental Health, the CTEH, the same company that we've been talking about here.
CTEH.
To serve as the primary monitor of offshore cleanup workers' health exposures. We are incredibly disappointed to discover that BP has again made a decision that endangers the health and safety of those trying to clean up this mess. BP has had a questionable record of protecting the health and safety of the workers and volunteers from the start. And the choice of CTEH to perform critical toxicology functions in yet another misstep at the expense of public health. According to the article by Greenwire published in the New York Times website on June 18, 2010, CTEH has a history of being hired by companies accused of harming public health and releasing findings defending the corporate interests that employ them.
Fair.
For example, when commissioned... Oh my God. How do you...
Can they hear us? Is the mics working?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We better be working. I hope
working,
so.
Leo, stop.
Are we working?
Stop looking so worried, Leo. It's fine.
Applejack would have told me if we weren't working.
Applejack can hear us. Can he hear us? He
telepathically.
Sounds good, he said. Bella said. That's
okay.
Perfect.
So, when they tested Chinese drywall for toxicology, CTEH concluded that it was not toxic. However, the Consumer Protection Safety Commission found it to be the top problem drywall. for hydrogen sulfate contamination. Furthermore, CTEH was hired to perform air monitoring from a breach in coal ash dam run by the Tennessee Valley Authority and found no problematic levels. A subsequent EPA audit found that the work of CTEH did not align with agreed to quality assurance standards, making the results unreliable. There was just a few examples of a long pattern of tainted results from CTEH. Excuse me. So, I mean, this is, this is a few years back, and they were concerned then. And I'm concerned now. This company does not have a good track record at all.
Not at all. I want to let everyone know that I'm selling off all my stock of Apple Jackson's independent action film franchise. If anyone is interested, okay, you can get them pretty cheap, $9,000 a share. Today only. Act by midnight tonight. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Apple Jackson's independent action film franchise. P.O. Box 573, Santa Monica Boulevard, Detroit, Michigan. 75432.
Norfolk Southern has these guys there at the train derailment. And, what are they doing? They're trying to get people to sign these contracts. And I have I can show you image that has been leaked of what they're trying to get people to sign. Leo, why are you whining at me?
Is Chimes in the Wind like a Kansas cover band? Vicki Adams? I'm just wondering. Chimes in the wind. All we are is chimes in the wind. Sorry.
Let me put it on stream to show you guys.
My brain is riddled with classic rock songs.
So this is what they're trying to get them to sign. So it says a legal and rightful owner or occupant of property. The landowner hereby authorize Norfolk Southern, its affiliates, subsidiaries, parent contractors, associated environmental professionals. So that would be the company we were just talking about, and assisting local, state, and federal agencies, including but not limited to CTEH LLC. So, why are they trying to protect their buddies there that they work with all the time? And their all their personnel collectively monitoring team to have access to the property for air monitoring or environmental sampling. So they want people to sign off on this, and then they're offering people money with this, and it's not a lot, like $1,000 to waive all liability, and people will sign these. So it says the landowner agrees to indemnify, release, and hold harmless United Command from and against any and all legal claims, including for personal injury or property damage arising from the monitoring team's performance of air monitoring or environmental sampling at the property on the date of signature below. So that's what they're getting people. They're going like door to door, and they're getting people to sign over their rights. And I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not giving any legal advice. But damn, I would not sign that.
I ain't signing it. Yeah, that's weird. We were just talking about Kansas. My bud Medeiros is out there being their road manager right now on that tour. Remember I told you about that? They rode like 50 miles out of the way and didn't stay in the hotel one night.
Oh, yeah.
And wanted to get reimbursed for the hotel room that he already booked for them because they were going to search for a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. You guys are like fucking 65 years old. You're driving around 3 o'clock in the morning looking for a bottle of whiskey. Are you guys hitting the pipe again? What's going on?
No,
you guys are doing the dust in the wind thing.
I'm just not an accusation.
Just curious what the real story is.
So as I continue down the rabbit hole of this, I find more information. This is from 2016. And this is the Chicago Daily Law Bulletin. 2 workers settle for $18.5 million. And who was it that they it's these guys again? The CTEH, LLC, and several other parties involved with a derailment cleanup in Louisville, Kentucky. So, the same company over and over again, CTEH. See, they're right there. They were hired to monitor the surrounding air and the ground conditions for any chemicals that spilled in the derailment. So derailment happens, CTEH, they come in. And it continues to happen over and over again. This talks about they suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns, over 80% of his body, as well as shoulder injury that affects his ability to perform normal duties. These guys are hurting people over and over again. I'm going to make sure that this is in the show notes as well. So if you want to check out the article, we got a thing. $5 for read about the vinyl chloride spill in New Jersey.
We got a bunch of stories for you.
So much.
So many different stories, but also similar.
Yeah, it's just you know what I mean? Like the rabbit hole of this is just like and then I'm like, I find this article. This is from September 11th, 2017. And this is the same. The CTEH, the disasters team, here they are.
There they is.
And, this is them this is employees from the CTEH LLC of Little Rock. They arrived in Houston, August 27th, 2 days after the Hurricane Harvey made landfall. So these guys are everywhere. Later on down the article, CTEH has been on many disaster scenes in its 20-year history, including the World Trade Center after 9/11 in New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina. Last week, nearly 160 of its responders were in the Houston area. It also was adding about 25 technicians a day to prepare for Hurricane Irma and to continue supporting the Houston area cleanup effort. I'm not saying this shit is all intentional, but my gosh, you have one creating the problem, And then you have the other one coming in to clean up the problem, allegedly.
Yeah.
And they're all making money. And the people are sick. And the workers get sick. And we don't have health care in this country. And it continues over and over and over again. And people like these guys that you see right here. Oh my God, you guys aren't looking at it because it's on the screen. Steve, I thought, oh my God.
I can't. I'm typing on the chat, so I lose track of what's happening on the screen, and I'm 30 seconds behind even if I do keep up.
Okay, so there's those guys. So I was just reading from this article here. I was just pulling stuff out of it. But this will be in the show notes too if you want to check out any of these. I can't believe I did that. See, it used to be that when you would add something, it would pop up on the screen automatically. But now it's like I have to like go and add it and then add it. So, you know, this same company though has been in all of these events, and it starts to, you know, you start to really connect the dots and really go, wait a minute here. Like, I know that, like, you know, damn, like, really? Like, are these guys all friends? Are they all working together to do this? Like, to the people?
Yes.
I mean, it's just, and then I just keep finding more and more. Another article here. We're not going to read through all of them, but I'm going to, like, you know, like leave my my trail of research so that you guys can follow along too if you want to see. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. See where I've been, because, you know, I like to share that so everybody can kind of like see, you know, and read into it more if they want to. So this is September 4th of 2020. So we're getting, you know, closer to more current time. Colorado Newsline: oil companies rely on controversial firm to rebut Colorado health study. And who is it again? CTEH downplays risks of COGCC regulators. Mole extended setbacks. So they're in everything. They're everywhere.
Yes, they are. Hands in both sides of the fucking pockets.
I talk about here, you know, McMillan has worked as a senior toxicologist for the Center for Toxicology and Environmental Health, CTEH, an Arkansas-based consulting firm with a long history of working closely with the fossil fuel industry and an equally long history of controversy, during which its work is drawn conflict of interest accusations. So, you know, I don't, you know, it feels like we're in a nightmare, and you know, like, it's just going to be a matter of time as to when this hits, you know, closer to home for any one of us. I mean, this is already close to people that we know, you know, like Applejack and Jenna. Like, you guys are in that area. We're not, like, you know what I mean? We're not like that much more terribly, you know, outside of that, you know, and there's just so many of us, and we're spread out everywhere. This, like, the next time something happens, it could be closer to one of us. It could affect the one of us directly. So this is like just keeps, it's alarming to me. I'm like, wow, these guys are just, it's like regulations roll back, some sort of disaster happens, and the same company keeps coming in. And they keep allegedly cleaning it up and having controversy around them.
Yep.
And they're expanding into every aspect of everything. Like so, and then keep doing it.
Applejack, if you say the thing in the chat and then you send a tip afterwards, we can highlight the tip or whatever. We can highlight the thing that you said because it'll be in the chat. We'll be able to put it up. But he's like, I want the people to see the crazy shit I send you guys, what I say to you guys. But she always reads it anyway. So.
Oh yeah. If you send a tip and then you put it like in the chat and you just like let me know.
Yep.
I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I've been looking at them, Bella, and basically the JBL, the Rollins, the Mackeys are nice, but the Behringer is probably my speed. There's other ones too that are different from different countries that are amazing. But working out, got to work up to it. Can't have all the things all at once. Otherwise, I would have all the things, and that's not going to work.
I don't remember what I pulled this up for.
But I would love a rechargeable fatty PA speaker, like a rockin', rechargeable JBL. It would be sick because I could make a lot of noise standing on the corner with that. I could be very much louder than traffic and probably get in trouble for being so loud. But hey, I can turn it down. It's all right. It's all right.
So earlier, I showed you guys the very beginning when I was looking through the company, CTEH. I was like, oh yeah, look at here's their parent company. So Montrose Environmental is the name of their company. And so these guys, they're out in Irvine, California. They bought the other company CTEH in 2020. They mentioned CTEH right here. This doesn't look to me like this doesn't look like an environmental plant. Does it look like an environmental plant to you? Is it on the screen? No, of course not. Does that look like an environmental plant?
I'm not sure. Sort of. Sure.
So they talk about how they acquired them.
Well, you be well, Applejack. If you got to go do some work, be careful out there, kid.
So I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on with this. What's with this parent company? No, see, there we go. I have to remember to add it to the screen for you guys. Is it there? No. There we go.
Yeah, no, they make really nice, quiet MOSFET styled amplifiers now for rechargeables. Everything runs on Bluetooth. You don't even have to plug shit in. It's ridiculous how easy they've made doing sound nowadays. So that being said, you got to have the $600 for the speaker. You know what I mean? And then all the rest of it is just like, I have all the rest of the pieces. I just need a speaker to be able to be louder than the traffic. And I would be out playing on the street. I would make so much content of me just playing in fucking weird places. That would be my mission.
So here it shows that their corporate headquarters now are right there in Little Rock too.
Yep. Little Rock. That's all I want. I just want to rock a little. Just a little rock.
And then I found these. I'm like, well, who's this? Who's this parent company?
Yeah, it won't out loud everybody. And who is the parent company? Who's the people who own the people that own the company? That are their mom and dad.
These guys, that company I was talking about.
These guys over here with their freaking company, huh?
So then they go on. This is an article. It's called Business Insurance. California High Court favors policyholders in environmental case from April 7th of 2020 by Judy Greenwald.
All right.
So what is described as a major policyholder? It's on there, right? Okay. I'm like paranoid. Policyholder victory. The California Supreme Court unanimously ruled Monday that policyholders do not have to first entrust all their primary coverage over different policy periods in order to access their excess coverage for particular years.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit of little coverage. You just want a little coverage. Everybody just need a little coverage. Come on now.
So why are they talking about that? Oh, because the origin of the lawsuit is from Torrance, California facility operated by Monroe's between 1947 and 1982 that manufactured the insecticide DDT.
The DDT.
So this company that owned the insecticide DDT and that, the state of California sued them.
Insecta.
Are the environmental company going around with everybody cleaning up these messes?
Isn't Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining also Jack Torrance? Coincidence? Maybe. Selecta. Inspector.
So the company that did the
DDT boy.
And the California sued them for it. They're the ones out here working in favor of these big corporations and big lawsuits. And they're the ones that are testing these places, all these environmental disasters that are happening.
Wow.
It
seems ironic, don't you think?
A little more than ironic.
A little ironic.
It just feels like it's like,
Agro Progressive says, I hardly get dead bugs on my motorcycle now.
Yeah, because they killed everything.
Because they killed all the bugs. That's why. Love bugs my ass. They didn't love them little bastards, did they? Anybody live in Florida? Come on. You hear me? But we'll all be eating them soon. That's right. So collect them if you find any.
No.
Breathe them so you can have your own little snack foods.
No.
Crunchy.
So, because I like to bring all the receipts.
Yeah.
Here is the case text from the Monroe's Chemical Corp versus Environmental Protection Agency.
Mr. Turtle rules. We love him.
Yes.
Yes.
So right here, you're welcome to look through all the, I'll put the links in the chat so you guys can see it all. But like, this company was, they went up against the EPA, and there's several cases. There's a lot of cases. When I was looking things up and all that, you can find a lot on these companies. So I'm like, wow. They respond to 9/11 and Ebola and all these things and all these environmental disasters, and the plane goes off and the plane goes down, and they're connected with 9/11. And I'm like, can this really all be just like a big
to do?
A big connecting of the dots that aren't there? I mean, what do you guys think?
A big mealworm of facts.
I mean, like, as I was like looking into all this, and I'm like, these guys are the ones that are going to be cleaning up East Palestine.
Yeah.
These ones are the ones that are called in for everything.
Are they part of the New World Orders? That's what I want to know. Could be an arm of the New World Order.
They could.
Could very well be.
I mean, and there's other, I'm not going to go through all these individual cases that I looked through and found and stuff, but I will put the links to them in the show notes if you're interested to go look. I mean, the Norfolk Southern Railroad is there has been quite a few lawsuits and very similar things, and I believe it's this one here where they were, I might be quoting the wrong lawsuit, but there was a lawsuit where these people cleaned up after there was a train derailment with vinyl chloride, and they got sick from doing the cleanup work.
Oh, what the fuck? People suck. Yep. All right. I'm just reading the chat here. It says Mr. Total is a climate denier. I don't know if that's true. Aggravated Progressive says, I love watching turtles fuck on YouTube. And also that he also saw a turtle outrun a cat. I assured him that was very special in a very special way. And let's see what else we got here. That's so special. Thomas agrees. We'll put Ag Progressive on the short bus. Let's see. B.S. Adams says you got to get rid of the World War II chemicals somehow, but they're forever chemicals. Vicky, you can't. That's the bit right there. Dawn dishwashing liquid and gauze. That's what Aggravated says. That'll take care of everything. You just wipe the ducks right off. You have
the ducks,
you'll
yeah,
have clean ducks in about 15 minutes.
Are you sure?
I don't know how the turtles are gonna feel about it if they're having sex, but absolutely, just a little Dawn dishwashing liquid and some gauze. Does it have to be gauze? Can you use like Bounty paper towels? Or is that too abrasive? Because I don't want to be the responsible for giving someone a skin condition, trying to clean the chemicals off of them. Wait, is that company hiring that you're talking about? we could get a job washing the ducks or whatever.
Wait, how about we just don't do that to the ducks?
All right. Just seemed like a good sealed stuff. I'm not sure. I can't follow the conversation anymore.
So the rail workers want to nationalize, and that's what they're pushing to do. And I think that would be,
that wouldn't be the worst thing.
No, not at all. I'm not going to go too far into these articles because we've been on for a while. Was that Neville?
Yeah, I don't know what that sound was. That was a weird sound.
That was Neville.
Neville making us strange. He must
but I'll make sure.
Sterilizing himself.
Oh, under here. See.
Oh.
I'm gonna make sure that we put these in the show notes though for you. And but yeah, they are pushing to nationalize the railroads, and I hope that they do, because we might actually get something that's a little bit safer. I would feel better if, you know what I mean, if we knew that these companies weren't just gonna come in and be able, you know, sweep in and you know, then, you know, when a disaster happens, try to silence people and tell people that everything's fine and just drink the water and sign these papers, and then, you know, duck out, and then have this corrupt company come in and, you know, take care of the railroad. You know, I mean, we have to break the cycle of what's happening. You know, I mean, if you were paying attention recently, you probably were if you're here. You know, we know about what's been going on with the rail companies and what they've been, you know, what they've been doing to the people. Squashing the workers, stopping them from being able to strike. And what were they striking for? They wanted safety. They wanted more numbers.
Sure, now you want safety. You know who else wants safety? China.
Oh my God. Why is Trump here again?
I don't know. We have only the best people working on the railroads. There's only 5 of them left. They work on all the trains.
It feels like
they split the work because they're hard workers. They're Americans.
Wow. So, you know, like, I think that we need to support the rail workers.
We do.
Because if they're safe on the rails, then that means we're safe. It means our towns are safe. It means that
safety is as safety does.
You know, like that's so important. And so we need to support them. We need to figure out how we can support them. What are the best ways that we can do it? This article, see how long this is? I'm just scrolling to the bottom.
It's propaganda from China.
I mean, that way, if you did want to read it, you can pause it and read it. It's on here.
You can read a little piece.
Huh?
What?
What?
Are you reading it?
No, I'm just scrolling it.
You're just scrolling it?
Yeah.
Just for the fast readers at home?
No, because if someone wants to read it, they can pause it.
They can't see it though, because
it's not on here?
It's not on the screen.
Yes, it is.
I don't see it.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well,
jerk.
Don't
oh my God.
Oh, I see it now.
Jeez.
Son of a. Jeez Louise. I think someone's trying to sabotage our
Steve's brain.
China.
This is long. So you can see why I'm not reading this whole thing. I would be here like a long time.
We have all the best people reading for us.
There's some trains.
We read about trains, planes.
I've gone
machines.
like from Connecticut down to like Virginia and stuff on the train, taking a day trip. It's like 11-hour train ride. I used to love it.
I love the train.
So
we
nice
take the
and
train
peaceful.
all around Lake George. Oh, it's beautiful. And the Adirondack Mountains. Adirondack Mountain. Adirondack
Oh my
Mountain.
gosh, how long is this?
Range. Adirondack.
And look, of course, the same people. There we go. The Obama administration dumped $80 billion into the auto industry.
You know where they have the vaudevilles? Back in the 20s, they had that vaudevilles, however you say that. Because Trump can never, ever say a thing right. Ever.
China.
The cat kills Adirondack Mountains range.
And I do have a Rail Workers United like article too that I'm gonna make sure that is in the show notes for everybody. Jeez, this is so long.
Show notes.
Why is Trump saying
Is that like
everything?
show hands? Jazz hands. Show notes. I don't know. I can't stop talking like him. He's possessing my my outermost weird guy voice.
Oh no. So yeah, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of places on fire.
Yeah, you want to show them all the places on fire?
Do you want to see some places on fire?
Oh, it's video. You can just run the video.
Okay, go ahead. I'll finish my zucchini bread.
All right, let's do it like this. Here. You just got a cherry thing. Stained skin. Sounds delicious.
Sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
Stained skin, you say?
I'm gonna mute us.
Saturday, we were in my room, which I had the door closed and it didn't smell in there. But my son came out and he was like, "Oh my God, it stinks, Mom. It smells like paint thinner." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't." I got up and come out and it smelled like really, really strong paint thinner. And then his eyes turned like bloodshot and he started coughing. And I was like, "Yeah, we're leaving." So we hurry up and grabbed as much as we could and we took off.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.
Day Orlando starts now with breaking news. And we are following breaking news at 7. Flames shooting into the sky in Osceola County this morning. We've got a 5-acre fire right behind Nursery Supplies Incorporated. This is Kissimmee. Fox 35 first on the air with this breaking news this morning and showing you some new video shared with Good Day Orlando by Fox 35 viewer Daniel Kobita. Workers at the nursery were evacuated.
If you're a resident that's living close to here, especially anyone with any breathing issues, I would stay inside and just stay out of the smoke plume.
And we want to give you another look at that fire. This is just a massive fire. This is Sky Fox over it earlier this morning. Here's the latest of what we know. Officials tell Fox 35 5 acres of plastic planters are burning at Nursery Supplies Incorporated. The nursery itself is not on fire. The call came in about 1 this morning. The nursery was evacuated because there were workers inside at the time.
And all those planters also wrapped with plastic. So a lot of plastic burning. I want to give you some perspective where this is. Look at the map here. Osceola Fire Crews telling us this is happening along Point Siena Boulevard, south of Highway 17, a little bit north of Point Siena High School. We're going to let you know how the traffic might be impacted there throughout the morning.
As we mentioned, Fox 35's Good Day Orlando was the first to bring you this story this morning. I'm Amy Kaufeld.
Amy, good to see you. I'm Ryan Elijah. Busy morning. We've got live team coverage of the fire. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth and Amanda McKenzie are live on the scene. You can hear their accounts in a second. We will start with Randy this morning. Randy, what are you seeing this morning? We know a very busy scene.
Well, it's amazing now that the sun is up to get a look at the amount of smoke that's billowing into the air. For perspective, those are trees back there. And from this point, I can see flames licking the sky above those trees. As you mentioned, there are thousands of planters back there. And when we heard from the deputy chief with Osceola County Fire this morning, he said that is causing an issue in getting this fire under control. The fact that these planters are plastic and they are wrapped in plastic. And he says that there are thousands back there. In fact, that they are using a combination of water and foam to get this under control. And they expect to be out here for several more hours to get this together. When we were in the 6 o'clock hour, closer to the 6:30 hour, a half hour, reporter Amanda McKenzie said that from her vantage point, she heard a boom or a bang. And I asked the deputy chief, well, what was that? And he said that there are also propane tanks back there, and that sound was likely one of those propane tanks going off. So a lot of elements that fire crews are working to deal with. As you mentioned, there are 75 fire officials, firefighters back there working to contain this fire. The call came in around 1 or 2 o'clock this morning. So they have been on the scene since then. It is now 7 o'clock this morning. In addition to the fire crews working the fire, we also know that Osceola and Orange County have a hazmat crew in place monitoring the air condition because we have the fire and we also have this plastic burning. At this point, no evacuations in place for the community, but this is something that they are constantly monitoring because the deputy's chief said that they may get to a point where they are going to have to move people out of the area because of this situation. But at this point, no injuries have been reported. That is the good news considering what we're watching this morning from this vantage point, from Amanda's vantage point, and what we've shown you on Sky Fox, just the size of this fire. But we are monitoring it. And I want to go ahead and send it to Amanda McKenzie because she has a different angle to show you. Amanda, I'll send it to you.
Thanks, Randy. Yeah, we're getting a much closer look of the fire and flames. And I will say in the time that we've been here, the smoke has turned a much darker black color. And we've also seen folks here on the ground opening up some of these fire hydrants, like the one you see in the grass down here. We asked why that is. Some folks here on the scenes are speculating that it may help to relieve some of the pressure so that the folks fighting the fire have that better power, because we're told that about 4,500 gallons of water is being poured on that fire per minute. In addition to some foam, there are about 75 firefighters out here from Orange and Osceola counties. From my point of view, I can see the flames, and from my perspective, they're at least a couple stories high, if not more. You can really see those flames through those trees. The fire is still very much out of control, but they're working very hard to make sure it doesn't grow any bigger. As we've been talking about, it is burning through plastic containers, plastic planters, maybe some plastic shrink wrap that was wrapped around those wooden pallets. So it's also a fire that is continuing to burn. They did mention that there were propane tanks on property, and perhaps one of them did explode, because I did hear a bang when you asked about that. So they said that was potentially one of those propane tanks that they might have missed. I will say that we do not smell a heavy sense of smoke out here because that plume is very high in the sky. And in the time that we've been out here, I would say that the direction of this plume of smoke, this whole tail, instead of floating northward, it's now shifting a little more towards the northwest, but it is really taking up a lot of the sky, especially as the sun is coming up. You can really see just how thick, dark black that smoke is. It was more of a lighter gray color with that glow of the flames earlier, but it is very much a black color right now. So that is clearly something that they're going to be looking at and analyzing when they consider the air quality for this area and if anyone does need to be evacuated. But we are in a very industrial area right now, and folks are just
Fox 35 News app.
A massive tank fire at the port of Catoosa forced businesses and one local school to evacuate due to concerns of chemical fumes this morning. Luckily, the tank was empty and no one was injured. 2 News Oklahoma senior reporter Justin Ayer explains why emergency responders are extra vigilant with calls like this.
News.
Take a look at this tweet. This is from the Tucson Fire Department. They
Steve made that playlist. I was just playing it, and I didn't know how long it was or how long. I asked him to put together videos. I wouldn't have put together videos that long. Sorry, guys. That was Steve's.
Oh, sure. Blame me.
I didn't have anything to do with it. But we're gonna take a music break. We just filled up on all that conspiracy. We've been going for about 3 hours already. So, do you want to sit over here to do your music, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
Okay. Sure.
You don't have to.
Well, at least then I could plug in.
All right, we're gonna switch real quick, guys. Aloha. Oh, you closed the computer?
Yeah. I was trying to make it stop, but it didn't want to stop doing nothing. I was like, no.
Oh my God, you messed with everything. Oh!
What?
You messed with everything in my face. Like, this drives me crazy.
I'm a space messer upper.
Yes, you do this every time I stream.
And you're still not sure that. Okay.
I'm not sure about what. What? It's annoying. It is.
I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you. Sure.
I come over and I'm like, oh my gosh, everything that I had is not where it was.
Okay. I'm going to play music. Okay.
Yeah. I'll be over here putting my space back together.
All right.
Don't worry.
Let's try to get it together. Here we go. All right, I gotta get it together here with the. Oh, how did you make that happen?
What?
You made it stop making the noise.
Stop making what noise?
it was just making a noise, and you stopped it from making the noise. Now this should be unplugged.
The fan not working?
The fan was working, sure. All right, is the reverb working? Hello. Well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. If and you don't know by now, and it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It'll never ever do somehow. When your rooster crows, mama at the break of dawn, look out your window, sugar, and I'll be gone. I said, you're the reason I'm traveling home. But don't think twice, it's alright. And ain't no use calling out my name, gal. Oh, like it never done before. And it ain't no use to calling out my name, honey, 'cause I can't hear you anymore. Well, I'm thinking and wondering, walking all the way down the road. I once loved a woman, you know it, child, I'm told. But I gave her my heart, people, but she wanted my soul. Yeah, but don't think twice, it's alright. Well, now, so long to you, my honey baby, where I'm bound. Mama, I can't tell. Yes, and goodbye is just too good of a word, baby, baby. So I'm just gonna have to say fare thee well. And I ain't saying you treated me unkind. No, no, you just could have done a little bit better, baby, but I sure don't mind. I say you just kind of wasted all of my fucking time. Oh, but don't think twice, 'cause it's all right. I said, don't think twice, mama, it's all right. I said, don't think twice, it's all right. It's all right. All right. It's all right. Don't think twice.
Okay, I got the computer going.
You got it going? She got it going. Everybody's knowing. Hopefully,
Everybody for hitting that like button.
thank you very much for listening to the tune
I appreciate it.
of the domesticated Stever.
The
Domesticated, never imitated.
It's so weird. Sitting
Sometimes inebriated. You like it?
No.
All right, fine.
I like my chair because I have armrests.
I don't like your chair because it has armrests.
Do you want to switch chairs?
If you want to, we can, certainly.
Yes.
Okay. Chair switching sequence. Just get out of here, nice chair. With your wheels and everything. Your foldable arms. All right. And there's my old friend. Old reliable. The old no arm having. No arm having. Don't look so surprised, Mike. You knew we didn't have arms.
You knew it.
When we started this. You knew it. All right, that was a Bob Dylan song. Hope that kind of broke up the mood a little bit. You know, don't think twice. It's all right. It'll be all right. It's gonna be okay.
And there's just crazy. It's so much because it's already big enough that we have a disaster happening, and then to find out that all the companies related to it are absolutely corrupt and tied together and have history of poisoning the people and stuff.
How dare you? Poisoning the people.
And the fact that plane went down is awful, and that people died. I think that's awful, and it's crazy to me too that it's the Clintons airport. Oh.
Yeah, that's just creepy. Creepow. Creepy. Creeper. Where the fuck did my little song go? Where did I put it? I can't remember.
You want apple butter or apple jack?
Apple jack butter was a mighty good butter, man. That's kind of annoying.
Where's Applejack?
He had to go back to work. He's working. You should text him and be like, bitch, where the hell you at?
Shoot. Oh, no, I gotta pay the phone.
Oh. Well, pay the damn phone. Let's see if
I don't think it's working.
there it is. All right. I wrote a little verse to a song yesterday or the day before. And I'm going to try to play it for you now. I hope it works. I made a recording of it, and I'm not really happy with it, but it was a thing I did. Send it to my phone. Looking out for a moment across the sky. The air across my vision burns my eyes like smoke from the new funeral pyre. And prophet stokes the hate with the chemical fire. In the chemical fire. Chemical fire. Propagandist quotes itself to disguise the lies. Cosplay activists be rehearsing their lines. Incrementalist goats forming platform party ties. It's always an existential threat where we don't bolt with our lives. The chemical fire, keep them burning higher. The chemical fire, the burning higher. Looking out for a moment across the sky. The air across my vision burns my eyes. It's the smoke from the new funeral pyre. And prophet stokes the hate with the chemical fire. The chemical fire. The chemical fire. It's an existential threat. We ain't seen it yet. It's that existential threat. The feeling of dread, regret, regret. Regret, it's the existential threat. It's a feeling of regret. It's a feeling of debt. It's a feeling of regret. It's an existential threat. Hey. All right. Needs a bridge. You know, it needs a bridge. Maybe another couple verses. What the hell? While I'm at it. like the fog down the Cumberland River. I was leaving on the Delta Queen, but I wasn't ready to go. Never ready to go. 27 years and nothing but failures, promises I couldn't keep, oh Lord. I ain't ready to go. Never ready to go. Let it ride easy down the road. Let it ride, let it take away all of this darkness. Let it ride, let it rock me in the arms of angels, angels, till it brings me home. Let it ride, let it roll, let it go. Stumbling like a sailor, falling out the ferry boat. I was in the bar till 3, oh Lord, but I wasn't ready to go. Never ready to go. Tennessee's a brother to my sister Carolina. Where they gonna bury me, I don't know. I ain't ready to go. Never ready to go. Let it ride easy down the road. Let it ride, let it take away all of this darkness. Let it ride, let it rock me in the arms of strangers, angels, till it brings me home. Let it ride, let it roll, let it go. Well, I want to see it tonight, dancing in the endless moonlight, in the parking lot, and the headlights of cars, or someplace on the moon where they move the drive-in theater, where the car I left that I can't find, but I still got the keys to. Let it ride easy down the road. Let it ride, let it take away all of this darkness. Let it ride, let it rock me in the arms of strangers, angels, till it brings me home. Let it ride, let it roll, let it go. Let it ride easy down the road. Let it ride, let it go. Everybody, I hope you had an excellent Thursday, Friday, whatever day it is for you now. Looks to be about Friday on this end of things. I love all dub music. I love pretty much all music. It's hard to find music that I don't dig in some way. That's what I want to do. Come on, you pretty women with your hair hanging down. Open up your window, because the candy man's in town. Come on, boys, and wager. Roll those laughing bones. 7 come 11, boys, I'll take your money home. Look out, the candy man. Here he come and he's gone again. Pretty lady ain't got no friend till the candy man comes around again. Well, I come in from Memphis, where I learned to talk the jive. And when I get back to Memphis, I be one less man alive. Good morning, Mr. Benson. I see you're doing well. Well, if I had me a shotgun, you know I blow you straight to hell. Look out, the candy man. Here he come and he's gone again. Pretty lady ain't got no friend till the candy man comes around again. Come on, boys, and wager if you have got the mind. And if you've got $1, boys will lay it on the line. And hand me my old guitar and pass the whiskey around. And won't you tell everybody you meet that the candy man's in town? Look out, the candy man. Here he come and he's gone again. And pretty lady ain't got no friend till the candy man comes around again. Look out, the candy man. Here he come and he's gone again. Pretty lady ain't got no friend till the candy man comes around again. Did you get it working?
I think so.
tell me if you texted me. All right, that was another song. It worked?
I don't know.
Don't know. All right. Well,
How do I find out?
I gotta call me. Call you, I mean, from my phone. Let's see if it works. It's saying, you want to FaceTime? No. I don't want to FaceTime with you right now.
Okay. How do I hang with it? Freaked me out for a second there.
Got an old blue shirt and it suits me just fine. Like the way it feels, so I wear it all the time. I got an old guitar and it won't ever stay in tune. I like the way it sounds in a dark and empty room. Got an old pair of boots and they fit just right. I can work all day, honey, I can dance all night. I got an old used van and she runs just like a top. I get the feeling she ain't never gonna stop. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up, the kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff that's real, stuff you feel. Yeah, the kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. I got a woman I love and she's crazy and paints just like God. She got a playground sense of justice, honey, and she don't take odds. I got a tattoo of her name right through my soul. I think everything she touches turns to gold. Ha ha, stuff that works, stuff that holds up. Yes, the kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff that's real, and the stuff you feel. Kind of stuff that you reach for when you fall. Stuff that works, yeah, stuff that holds up. Yeah, it's the kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Stuff that's real, yeah, it's stuff you feel. The kind of stuff that you reach for when you fall. I got a pretty good friend who's seen me at my worst. He can't tell if I'm a blessing or a curse, but she's always shows up when the chips are down. That's the kind of stuff I like to be around. Stuff that works, stuff that holds up. The kind of stuff you don't hang on the wall. Yeah, stuff that's real and stuff you feel. The kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. Yeah, the kind of stuff you reach for when you fall. The kind of stuff that you reach for when you fall. All right, that was old guy Clark.
There's conspiracy theories happening.
Conspiracies in chat. Get on top of that.
That's AI Stever. Apparently you're AI, according to Drew.
It's possible. But that actually was a Guy Clark Jr. Guy Clark Jr. Guy
Drew,
Clark.
I saw a lady on Twitter who mentioned that she, was epileptic and stuff.
Yeah.
And randomly, like it
Random.
was just like a random tweet, and I sent her a message and let her know about your show, and so I gave her the link. So I think that if she hasn't already, I think that she'll be checking it out. She said, like, she appreciated it. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Somebody's like, hey, I saw that you said this, and like it's nice to have a personal touch or a personal advice, especially when it comes to like just being out there in the vast wide internet, Oh, he got lucky tonight. Okay, I see how it is. Taking my name and all, you think you're lucky? Yeah. That's awesome, Drew.
Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. And we know what we're knowing, but we can't say what we've seen. And the future is certain, and we're not little children. Give us time. Give us time to work it out. Doom, 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 doom. We're on a road to nowhere. Come on inside. Taking that ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. Well, I'm feeling okay this morning, and we're on the road to paradise. Honey, here we go. Here we go. Chicka, chicka, chicka. We're on the road to nowhere. Come on inside. Taking that ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. Maybe wonder where you are. I don't care. Here is where time is on our side. Take you there. Take you there. We're on a road to nowhere. Ha! Everybody, come on, everybody. Ha! We're on a road to nowhere right here. Ha! Ha! We're on a road to nowhere. Ha! Ha! Well, the city in my mind. Come along and take that ride, and it's all right. Baby, it's all right. And it's very far away, growing day by day, but it's all right. Baby, it's alright. Would you like to come along? You can help me sing my song, and it's alright. Ha! It is alright. They can't tell you what to do, but they'll make a fool of you, but it's alright. Baby, it's alright. There's a city in my mind. Come along and take that ride, and it's alright. Baby, it's alright. And it's very far away, and it's growing day by day, and it's alright. Baby, it's alright. Would you like to come along? You can help me sing the song, and it's alright. Baby, it's alright. Yeah. Tell you what to do, but they'll make a fool of you, and it's alright. Baby, it's alright, alright, alright. We're on a road to nowhere. Ha! Ha! We're taking that ride to nowhere. Ha! 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 Taking that ride to nowhere. Well, it's very far away. You can take it day by day, but it's alright. Baby, it's alright. There's a city in my mind. Come along and take that ride. It's alright. Baby, it's alright. Would you like to come along? You can help me sing my song, but it's alright. Baby, it's alright. They can't tell you what to do, but they'll make a fool of you, and it's alright. We're on the road to nowhere. On the road to nowhere. On the road to nowhere.
How did I not put the Rumble link in? What the hell was I doing?
What the hell is you doing?
I don't know. I thought I had the Rumble link, and apparently I didn't put it in there. And I went to go grab it just now on Twitter. I'm like, I don't have it. Okay.
Hey, welcome back, Apple Jackson, from the hit independent action movie franchise, Apple Jackson.
We got 102 views over on the
102 on the Rumbles. That's pretty fucking good for Rumble. Jesus. How do we do that? Over there, what the hell is going on over there at the Rumble? That son of a bitch. Nobody likes the damn Rumble. Make the goddamn Streamlab work with the Rumbles, and then everybody can be happy. And we can move over there and fuck. Heck, I mean.
Well, I think what we're gonna do for Sunday's show is we're gonna start out with all of them, but I think we're gonna head over to Rumble to do a watch along.
Watch along.
Do on unless something happens between now, it's pinned, so we might do that. But you never know, because I don't always plan shows too far out. Unless it's something I'm working on, because you never know what's going on. Yeah, people don't comment as much as
All right. Does everybody know this? Slightly out of tune.
I appreciate everybody hanging out with us still. What do you mean I don't want you on the watch along? Of course I want you.
Rock on, gold dust woman. Take your silver spoon and dig your grave. Heartless challenge. Pick your path and I'll pray. Wake up in the morning, see your sunrise loves to go down. And lousy lovers pick their prey, but they never cry out loud. Cry out loud. Well, did she make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? And is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? Rock on, ancient queen. Follow those who pale in your shadow. Rulers make bad lovers. You better put your kingdom up for sale. Up for sale. Well, did she make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? And is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? Well, did she make you cry, make you break down, and shatter your illusions of love? And is it over now? Do you know how to pick up your pieces and go home? And go home, and go home. Yeah. Well, did she make you cry, make you break down, and shatter your illusions of love? And is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? And did she make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? And is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? All right, a little Fleetwood Mac for you there. Do. Thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out. We appreciate you.
No, I'm not a backup singer. Do you hear my voice? I'm not a backup singer.
You should be.
Skyla and I have like the same voice.
All right. All right. I think that's going to do it for us, right? Is that about it? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? Okay. That's cool with me. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves and got a lot of knowledge out of the whatchamacallits and the informations. I appreciate you, but he ain't my brother. Because he is privileged. That's right. I'm so privileged. Let me try real quick. I got a little number for you. See if I can struggle through it. You guys will laugh.
Oh my gosh, I thought you just were done.
I am done. I'm just almost done now. We'll try a little Stever version of the.
Come on, we got a documentary to work on.
Shh. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy, 'cause I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Any way the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. Mama just killed a man. I put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, I didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, 'cause nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come. It sends shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go. I gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. I said, Mama, ooh, well, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. Yeah. Well, I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you see the bandango? Thunderbolts of lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Galileo. Well, I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life on this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go. Will you let me go? This will not go. No, we will not let you go. No, we will not let you go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. This will not. No, we will not let him go. They're not going to let him go. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. For me, yeah. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub is a devil for sack. For me, for me, for me. What does it do? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. I just gotta get out. just gotta get right out of here. Oh, wow, dow, da, da, dow, dow, what a dow, dow, what a dow, dow. Nothing really matters, and anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Any way the wind blows. All right.
Drew's getting a spanking. He almost forgot to hit the like button.
Oh, shit. Well, you know, you hear Scaramouche a couple times, and it'll fuck you all up. I'm going to figure out the middle of that song, like, properly eventually. But, you know, you get the idea. Either that, I'm just going to arrange all that shit right the fuck out of it and just do a different version that doesn't have all that goddamn operatic. Bismillah, no, we will not let you go. Let him go. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, we will not let you go. Huh?
So we got Friday and Saturday. I'm sure between now, before Sunday,
Before Sunday, what?
we'll probably be doing another stream.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I pinned Steve's, if anybody's new or you're watching after, if you want more music streams, make sure you check out Steve Cutler Live. I pinned his show in my comments.
Speak louder. Say it again. I had the mic down. I forgot.
Oh, man.
Say it again.
I said
Drew's getting a spanking because he didn't hit the like button.
Drew almost forgot to hit the like button, so he needs spankings, or maybe he needs lack of spankings. I don't know. Whatever way it is, whatever way it works out to the benefit. And then, so everybody hit the like, please. And I said we'll be doing a stream on Sunday on this channel, but in the meantime, we'll probably be streaming on one of our channels, and you'll probably be doing music between Friday and Saturday. Before Sunday.
Before Sunday. I hope that soup is delicious, Vicki Adams, and thank you everybody for listening and tuning in. If you dig what we do, please share this stream with your social mediums and your lodges and your smalls, all of them.
And we got links. We got all kinds of links.
We got links in the thing for all the stuff that we talked about. And if you want to investigate that further, please do by all means. And
yeah, we'll put those in the show notes along with our other regular show note links
and stuff.
Thank you for everybody who donated. Applejack, thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate you. Thank you for everybody who helps us out on Patreon and that donates. We really do appreciate
it's the thing that keeps us being able to do the thing. So
yeah.
Thank you.
It's
every
amazing.
One of you.
We really, really appreciate you guys. Please check out the online store. The links are in the description, right?
Yep. Links are in the description.
luckyburrito.indiemade.com. Yep. Basically, if you look up Lucky Burrito, you might find a couple of burrito places, but you're likely to find me.
Likely.
And we have a Redbubble store that, there's t-shirts and all kinds of cool merch in there. I always forget to mention these things.
Merch. Yep. And then we have Stream Elements, Steve Cutler Live on Stream Elements. There's more merch there. Okay. We love you. We will see you next time on the tomorrow or the next day, probably show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Much love, everybody.
Exploring the craziness of the world. Oy.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Namaste.